Good evening. Well, good evening to you all. I survived Survivor. It's getting really good. This cast is one of the best in the sense that they're really kind of breaking the game or innovating it, and I can't even say innovating it in creative new directions, because a lot of the stuff they're doing has nothing to do with the game. This is just a really great cast that's creating a lot of great TV. So I'm kind of still on the high from that, and thought I would do an evening stream again. I like doing them. I want to do more streams. I said I'd do 24/7 if I could. Keep one going 24/7. You know, with a team of people like I did during COVID. That would be cool. Oh yeah, it is open panel, by the way, for anyone that wants to hop on. We're almost always open panel unless we have the rare guest, and then we usually open the panel afterwards anyway. So outside of that, I just peeked at the news. It's nothing new. Iran, Israel, trying to figure out what to do. And oh, maybe I have a few tweets. Let me look. What's everyone else doing tonight? It's Wednesday, middle of the week, hump day. Oh yeah, this one's interesting. I'm gonna read this one. The problem is that humans didn't evolve to see truth. Oh yeah. Oh wait, this goes along with this video I was gonna show. I'm sure this is making the rounds, so I'm sure y'all might have seen this. But it's the CEO of NPR, I believe. Hang on, let me tweak this. All right. Let's take a look at this real quick and just kind of listen to what she's saying and see how it hits you or how it sits with you. Hey, Daniel, I'm about to show this video real quick, and then I want to comment on it and read some tweets. Here we go.
The hard things, the places where we are prone to disagree. The hard things, the places where we are prone to disagreement, say politics and religion. Well, as it turns out, not only does Wikipedia's model work there, it actually works really well. Because in our normal lives, these contentious conversations tend to erupt over disagreement about what the truth actually is. But the people who write these articles, they're not focused on the truth. They're focused on something else, which is the best of what we can know right now. And after 7 years of working with these brilliant folks, I've come to believe that they are onto something, that perhaps for our most tricky disagreements, seeking the truth and seeking to convince others of the truth might not be the right place to start. In fact, our reverence for the truth might be a distraction that's getting in the way of finding common ground and getting things done. Now, that is not to say that the truth doesn't exist, nor is it to say that the truth isn't important. Clearly, the search for the truth has led us to do great things, to learn great things. But I think if I were to really ask you to think about this, one of the things that we could all acknowledge is that part of the reason we have such glorious chronicles to the human experience in all forms of culture is because we acknowledge there are many different truths. And so in the spirit of that, I'm certain that the truth exists for you and probably for the person sitting next to you. but this may not be the same truth. This is because the truth of the matter is very often, for many people, what happens when we merge facts about the world with our beliefs about the world. So we all have different truths. They're based on things like where we come from, how we were raised, and how other people perceive us.
So much to to say about her. I don't trust her. She seems insincere. She seems hollow. Did you notice that little thing she did with fact? That truth, to me, fact is a component of truth, or one of the steps toward truth, probably essential to truth in some way. And she merged it with belief. She said, we all have our own truth. Like the facts may be the same. Hey, Lindsay. But we all have different beliefs. And because of that, the truth is different for each of us. So it seems like her idea of truth is a combination of fact and belief about the fact, which is what I see a lot. And I criticize because I don't think that's epistemologically sound. And at least for truth seeking, it may be for self-preservation or power, justice, etc. And I have a very different orientation toward truth than this lady that she's trying to pass off. And so the tweets I wanted to share was in response to that, because her video's been making the rounds today. So let me pull some of those. Oh, actually, I'll just read them. All right, so this one I was starting with. The problem is that humans didn't evolve to see truth, but to survive. That's kind of what I was saying. Thus, we view truth and reality through our respective tribal lenses, distorted by cognitive biases and probably emotional, social, cultural, whatever biases. Although ultimately there's a cognitive component to that, I guess, such that we can find the truth that we want to maintain tribal loyalties. Tribalism trumps truth. And then this guy says, but today we understand the effects of tribalism. I don't know if we do. I think the woke even get that one wrong. And knowing the difference, we should be able to pursue truth despite tribalism. Yes, that I agree with. Okay, here's another one. In order to seek truth, we must purposefully resist the urge to spread nonsense for the purpose of building unity in our political tribes. Nonsense binds people together because it distinguishes them from the unwashed masses. I see a lot of that too, with like on the left especially, but even on here and on the streams and on the right, pretty like everywhere there's people. They all bind together around some kind of nonsense. Not that nonsense can't be useful or have a purpose, but it's not truth. Yeah, let me think about that. Is truth downstream from culture? It seems like it shouldn't be. It seems like it should, but what I'm learning is people are meaning different things when they say truth. I'm meaning more like what she means when she says facts, which she acknowledged. Kind of, we all can have the same facts. Well, that's what I would say is the same truth. That would be the same truth. But then she merges it with the different beliefs that we bring to those facts, and she gets something that she's calling truth, which is very different from my idea of truth. But my idea of truth, in the sense of fact, or like trying to understand reality, it seems like it should be independent of culture. And it also kind of seems, when you look at like early cultures and mythology and stuff like that, how that was kind of an attempt to explain reality, but I mean, not a very credible one. Like the sun is a chariot being pulled by a chariot by God, etc. So you could say that's an attempt at truth, but it's more culture it emerged from their culture and it kind of reaches toward truth. So that's a tricky one. Maybe they're in like a dialectic with each other, but it still seems like there should be something independent of humans that we discover or observe or discern that we don't. This comes up a lot in the stuff I read, like our perception, and this really kind of started in the late 18th, early 19th century with the Romantics, and some of the German philosophers before them are concurrent with them. This idea that instead of passively taking in the world and perceiving the world, we look and we see things and we take in the world. That part of that perception is contribute to us by there's a creative aspect to perception, and we are contributing something personal to it from our past experiences, our natural tendencies and temperament, etc. So perception is not wholly passive or what we might say objective, but there's a subjective component to it, and they kind of mix. And that's what this lady's kind of reminded me of too. But the Romantics were very careful to separate. Like they knew what they were doing, and they were doing it consciously and intentionally. I think I don't know why she's doing it. I don't want to assume, but I don't agree. The thing where she said, like, and this is journalism, by the way, this is NPR, so she's talking about journalism. Like the truth. What did she say? The truth is not always the most. Our reverence for the truth might sometimes hold us back from what's really important, or something like that. And I've commented before with wokeness and social justice that it's a shift. Like in classical culture, you had the concept of truth, goodness, and beauty, or truth, something, goodness or justice, it was sometimes called. So truth, beauty, and justice. And beauty, of course, is art, aesthetics, etc. Truth is philosophy, science, natural philosophy, etc. Our attempt to understand reality. And justice is an attempt to change reality. So you don't necessarily have to understand it as it is. You just have to know what you're trying to change it into. And that social justice and critical theory, etc., that rose in the 60s and now that's cresting, hopefully cresting. Hey, Cynthia, is it's a shift from truth to justice, from truth being the primary value to rectifying some sort of injustice being the primary value, independent of any kind of reality as it is. And this video kind of reflects that to me. So I just wanted to open with that and get y'all's thoughts. I might have some more tweets on it. Let's see. This is Greg Lukianoff, who wrote the book with Jonathan Haidt, I believe. Was it The Righteous Mind or that other book? Let's see. I want to get this right. The Coddling of the American Mind, that one. He says a lot of us First Amendment people come from a journalism background, and while we all know that objectivity, like truth, so they're not quite the same thing to him, is not a goal you can fully reach, giving up on objectivity leads you into a form of journalism that no one should trust, which it sounded like what that lady was advocating for. Some on the right and left do this, and it's a disaster for a democracy, base centrism, enlightened centrism. But as far as the partisans are concerned, it's somehow justified. It's bad politics, and it's even worse epistemology. Yes. Okay, I think that's all the tweets I have for that. Oh, I'm sorry. That tends to happen. I told that story the other day about that. Me and my friend were tripping on acid, and his girlfriend was like sitting in the corner, and she ran out of the apartment screaming. We were talking philosophy, and she ran out of the apartment screaming, and she said, "I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore." And we had to go get her and calm her down and everything. It really, whatever it does to people that are not into it, it really did it to her. And I like to think, I never stop thinking. I can't turn it off. I wake up thinking, and I go to sleep thinking. And that's why I go to sleep. I have to like wear my body out to sleep. I have to make sure I'm really sleepy before I could even attempt to fool myself into thinking I'm going to sleep. And oh shit, I was going to say something about the thinking. Oh yeah, like, so yes, the thinking thing. My teachers, at least the public school teachers, I think it made them hurt a little bit too. But as a kid, you don't know. I mean, you think your teachers are there to know or help you learn or help you figure out how to know, but sometimes they don't want to be bothered. But the other thing is that concept of being a shadow worker, and not intentionally, but like, people face the parts of themselves they don't want to see in me somehow because I put them out. I don't back down, like I reflect it back to them or something. And I think there's other people on this panel that do that as well. That so when people are having a negative reaction to someone, I'm not always taking it the same way they are. Hello, Miss Lindsay. What is up?
Hello. Well, you got me thinking, and I don't want to interrupt your in the middle of thought. So
Oh no,
please.
I beg. That's what I pray for, is people to come up here and interrupt. I hate it when I'm just stuck monologuing.
Okay. Well, I like a lot of what you had to say because you showed different sides, and it really got me thinking that you can't avoid epistemology in this conversation. You just can't, and you can't avoid philosophy, and you can't avoid feelings and culture and tribalism. It's because they're all interwoven, whether by nature or just simply because that's the way we work. So it made me think of God, nothing's truth then, because from the time we're born, we're fed the truths of others, who then had their truths come from others and others and others. And so it's almost like we're receiving is propaganda based on people's biases, cultures, experiences. So in essence, we can't know the truth. We can't. So where do you go from there? I think you have to start somewhere and formulate your own opinions, cherry pick by what the people you respect the most or you trust the most. And that's what we're relegated to while we're here on Earth, and our brains are limited.
We do the best we can with
Yeah,
the
we do.
inputs that we
That's all you
have.
got. What if you just stopped everything and said, okay, since I don't know the full truth, I fully don't understand it, and I can't know,
Yeah, I don't know the
F
full truth.
everything.
That's why I'm a skeptic. I
Yeah, so we vote
I
on
would say that's like one. That's what I keep saying. Like, that word truth has so many shades to it, and I'd say that's one form of truth. But then when you said growing up, we don't learn truth or not taught truth. But like, as a kid, if you touch a hot stove, you learn some form of truth that stoves are hot and don't touch them, and that's going to be a consistent fact throughout your life. So there is like some form of truth that's not propaganda or programmed into or cultural, that does come from learning, from direct experience.
that's more to me cause and effect rather than a truth. We learn through things with cause and effect. If you touch that stove, it's going to hurt.
I include that in truth. In fact, I kind of
You
like
do?
almost even privilege it as a form of truth, because it's
Well, I mean,
something
you could
that
look at
it's like
gravity
something
that,
that you can observe consistently as a pattern and communicate to others,
but
and then
that
others
doesn't mean
can
it's an
observe
absolute
it
truth.
and make its way into the realm of science.
I get you, and I
Welcome.
agree with you because I'm scienced out. I'm messed up by science. I'm one of those people who likes to rely on science instead of. I can't. I just don't believe in the absolute facts of anything. I can't fully trust that. But science is as close as it can come, right?
Yeah, that's how, even if it's out there, we as humans are limited, and science is as close to exceeding those limitations as we've come so far. So that's, as humans, that's all we have yet. And some people would grant something like revelation or vision or intuition, but I think for the thing we're calling objective reality, I think science, to me, I'm going with science. That's the
Well,
one that
science
seems
is
to
never
produce
settled,
the best
Jeff.
results. Science is what?
Science is never settled. So it's
Right.
actually what
It's just
you're
a theory.
getting at is what?
We're talking about theories and not proof and not
Oh,
truth.
you're
He's talking about that there
theories and
is
not truth?
so, well, no, when you're talking about science, we're talking about
Gravity's
theory,
just a
right?
theory. Did you know that? You mentioned
Yeah,
gravity.
Oh Lord,
yeah.
Chris and I have had this fight so many times. for
Okay.
hours.
But I wanted to say, like, I think she's way off base here. I really do. That's why I came on to
Who, me
because
or the lady he was talking about?
you,
Okay.
you, I think you're way off base.
Okay, it's fine. Go ahead.
And I don't think the whole cause and effect, you can observe somebody else burning their hand. You don't have to burn your own hand to learn, for one thing. I think this is the thing that a lot of people on YouTube forget about. They seem to learn directly or think they have to hurt to learn. You can actually observe and learn, but also you can learn the truth through the apophatic method, which is by
The what method?
elimination. The apophatic method. It's by elimination, by learning what isn't true, by eliminating what isn't true, discarding it from the table. If you leave
Can I
everything on the
stop you?
table,
What about these metaphysical experiences that people have and say they're truth, such as near-death experiences, for example, or faith itself, which is
have you
something that
looked
is
into
felt?
them, or are you just
I'm asking you as somebody who seems to be interested in this topic, and because you and
I
I
am
are
very
sort of.
interested, but I've done years of research. Have you done any? It's easy to dismiss things out of ignorance, which I
I'm not
notice on
dismissing
camera.
them. Yeah, you would probably call me ignorant. I've read pretty much thousands of near-death experiences, but that doesn't mean that I'm the expert in truth. I'm only giving my opinion here and sharing with Jeff my opinions.
But you
And
think
so
it's all
when
opinions and repeating
it's my
after others.
opinion.
You said that there's no truth because it's just you don't buy it because it's just repeating after other people. So you're
It was
limiting
based on
yourself.
what he started. Were you here from the beginning when Jeff presented two different outlooks on truth?
No, I was only here from when you came on, basically.
Okay, then it probably sounds
A little
really
bit
funky
before
to
you
you.
came on.
She was
Okay.
talking about one type of truth, and then we started talking about another type of truth, like that science can help us find.
But
out.
I heard Lindsay say there's no way to have any truth, basically. She said there is no truth.
In a way, it's hard
Yeah,
to know
either
what the
way,
truth
like
is.
the first type
That's
of
why I
truth is
came on.
subjective. It's cultural. It emerges from humans as they interact with each other. And the second type is maybe more objective, but we're limited in our ability to have full access to it. So either way, there's some.
Well, the first
There
author he was
is
talking
no way
about.
to like get ultimate truth in either situation.
That's my
Not
stance
at
too.
this time, not as humans.
We can come close.
Yeah, I mean, we survive somehow. So we do the best. Our brains produce some kind of model that's able to predict reality enough to keep us going, keep us alive. And so
Sometimes
The first
it's
author.
working enough, but it maybe it doesn't have to be ultimate. It just has to be good enough for us as a civilization.
Yeah, it does. That's all we got, like you said. I agree. But the first lady he was saying is truth is dictated by culture. Well, she said tribalism specifically. And I thought, well, that's just another way of saying our truths are subjective and there is no definitive truth.
And
So
I
that's kind of what I
disagree.
was going on.
I disagree with her, with that whole thing.
That there's subjective truths.
No, I disagree that truths are just subjective.
Yeah, that's right. It's like I think we have a category. It could be like category. We're talking about at least two different things that keep getting conflated with this one concept of truth. So I think that's part of the problem.
I think certain things can be proven to be true, just like certain people can be proven to be liars, to be speaking lies. So I think that there is evidence, and evidence is linked with truth. And also, if you can remove what's false, if you can remove 10 things from a table, 10 boxes that are false that don't fit, which makes them untrue to whatever the puzzle is, then what's left is either closer to the truth or it is the truth if it can't be discarded and proven to be false. So this is called the divine method, the apophatic method. Now, this probably won't be in your elementary school science textbooks or whatever that a lot of people go by, but it is an actual method, and it's also something that Sherlock Holmes used to be able to solve
Well,
murders.
Descartes even did something similar.
Well, a lot of great thinkers have done this, but a lot of people are just want to throw it all out and say, well, there is no truth then. But you can arrive at truth various ways.
I
There's
think
nothing
it's
wrong with
partial.
questioning.
I think truth's always partial, so I don't ever like take it as ultimate.
That's a big
I take it as,
generalization,
okay,
though,
this is the
Jeff.
truth for now until I find some reason to.
That's kind of
change
a
it.
big generalization about all the truth in the world. That it's just partial.
The process
You're painting
Well,
with a
of
broad brush.
elimination.
I'm
Go ahead.
only mainly speaking about my truth, like how it shows up in my life. Go ahead, Lindsay.
I don't think there is such a
Same
thing as
here.
my truth,
It's
though. I think there is the truth, not my truth. You don't own it or decide it.
I think there's some of that, yeah, and then there's
Because
some
if you
of the
determined it, you
and
could
it
say
may be
anything.
truth.
Anybody could say anything's the truth. Society couldn't even function that way,
Well, that's what postmodernism is trying to say.
and it's not
It's
functioning under that
yeah,
system.
deductive
I agree.
reasoning and the process of elimination, like Tupelo down here was saying, deductive reasoning and the process of elimination is a way to get at something that's truer or it makes more sense or logical, but it doesn't mean that it's a definitive truth. So that's why I was saying to know your own truths is to have opinions and to be, it's you're laughing at me, takes me off guard a little bit.
Why?
It's to be I don't know, to be interpreted by each individual and held by
You're a
each
strong
individual.
woman. You're a strong woman. I've seen you say things about me other places. Why does it take you off guard talking to me directly?
I'm just talking
Just
to you
the
right
laugh,
now.
she said, not necessarily talking to you directly.
Yeah, I
Just
was
the
like,
laugh.
why is he laughing? Because what I'm saying is kind of serious.
But I
It's
agree
Not
with
kidding.
new
you,
agey.
Lindsay.
I don't
So
think
far,
it's
I agree
serious.
with you. That's
I think
my
the my
position
truth
too.
thing is just new agey. You can invent the truth. Somebody could say that they're a cat and they're not a cat. And they could say, well, it's my truth. You can't say it's not true.
Because when people hear my truth, they think they're talking about my objective truth, and they're not. And it's two concepts of truth. And if you can't
Subjective.
switch or translate between them, it gets confusing.
No, I think
And
people use my truth anytime that somebody's disagreeing these days. It's a new age type of thing where people say, well, it's my
well, some
truth.
of it, like that, what that lady was
anything
saying in
that's
that
my
video,
truth.
I think that's the direction she was going with it.
I just think it's a cop out to say my truth because people could just say that with anything.
I
What you
use different
originally
phrases.
posed as an interesting argument or facet of a conversation about truth, or maybe two different types of truth, was not really meant to be, like, this is my truth and I'm presenting this in a dogmatic way. This is our individualized opinions. And so it's even hard to debate over. I guess we could, but
I don't see opinions as truth. I don't see individualized experiences necessarily.
we're not saying that we're telling you the
They're
truth.
just ideas. I find them interesting on their own. And
I think
so
we're just talking our
I
own.
can play with them just as ideas, as long as they're like halfway grounded in the real world. I can't do some of the crazy stuff that shows up on here.
Yeah, and
Tupelo,
then I
why
was
should I
asking,
rewind? Why should I rewind and watch the video? I mean, people discuss things about my channel without ever being on my channel over here. I'm just kind of doing the same thing right now, and I'm not doing it to be a smart ass. I just kind of jumped in, and I'm giving my viewpoints on truth itself. I mean, there's people that have all kinds of opinions about me and my channel. They never watched a single minute of my content. That happens all
I
the
don't
time.
think Jeff wants any drama, so we're kind of trying to stay away from that, right?
Oh, now
Jeff,
you're
am I correct?
labeling my disagreement as drama. Oh my goodness.
No, not your disagreement. You're
Calm
you're
down.
bringing.
Calm down.
She is right. I am trying to wind down the.
Well, I'm
drama
going to
here.
bed anyways. I'm up late, but I will talk to you at 9
Tomorrow.
p.m. my time tomorrow or later today.
I'm looking forward to
It's
it.
already, it's already Thursday here. So later on, I'll talk to you. So good night, Jeff. And I'm going to hop off here. If you didn't like the pushback, I'm sorry that it triggered
Well,
you.
I appreciate you stopping by. Like, I enjoyed the conversation and thought you
I
were
just have a different
relatively
viewpoint
well
on it.
behaved.
So
There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with what you said about that. It was
no,
bringing
not at all.
other instances. No, of course
Oh.
not.
What I saw
Of
is it started with his laugh. Is that one of those invisible things where there was stuff going on before the laugh that I didn't pick up on?
Yeah, there's a lot of
no.
stuff going on before the laugh with her. She's banned from my channel actually a while ago. So
Oh,
she got
And
banned.
if I was to explain to you why any of this happened, it would
Oh.
turn into drama, would it not? Because there's his side and my side. So I don't want to play,
It's all
okay?
assumptions, Lindsay. You can assume whatever. I'm going to go to sleep, but I'll talk to you
Okay,
later,
good
Jeff.
night.
And good night.
all right.
Bye
Take
bye.
care, Steve.
Yep. Take care.
Yeah, where were we?
About everyone has their own truth. There's no way to get the actual truth. We can come as close as we can, and yes, yes, I've said that. But that coming as close as we can is very important. That's what I try to do, and I find a lot of people. I don't even think it's that they can't or don't know how. I think something in them is just not interested. They want to. Door number 2 is way more attractive for some reason.
Well, sometimes it hurts your head to think about things and to have things you held previous to this conversation or reality, your own realities about life or concepts that you firmly believed in, such as a belief in God or
Or Santa
that
Claus.
strong beliefs that people have in just about everything. They don't want to give it up, and myself included, because we're stubborn, right? So it hurts a little bit to grow and to analyze these things in an epistemological way and say, oh my God, you know what? I can't prove that this table in front of me is actually real and there from living wood, from wood that used to be living. I can't definitively define that, and it gets frustrating. It gets you where you feel you're stupid. That's why I usually try to stay out of battles like that, but I thought what you had to say about truth was really interesting.
I think you handled that very well, and I appreciate you keeping it at a higher tier because that is what I'm trying to do. I'm starting to learn now, like what ingredients to add to make the stream go one way, and or what ingredients to remove to make it go another way. And as I'm getting better at that, I'm getting the stream at the exact right simmer that I want it.
I think I can help you, but I don't know if you want help or need it.
Well, you could try. I mean, help out.
I think this might help you. I don't know, but you could take it with a grain of salt, however you want. When it starts getting personal, like say we're talking about the truth, like we just were, when it starts you start bringing in people's personal things or things that happened outside of chat or this conversation, it usually, not always, but it usually turns into drama if it's even the slightest bit negative. If it's positive, like, oh, I saw you on so-and-so stream and you sounded really great, of course that's not included. But if it's going to get into, hey, that's not what you said to so-and-so, blah, blah.
That's what it does. Like almost instantly, like within seconds, we'll be having a perfectly deep conversation about some philosophical topic. And then 2 people will come on. And next thing I know, it's junior high school on the playground.
Yeah, well.
Yes. So are you saying like nip it right away?
If you can. No, I'm not saying
I like
you should.
to let people have a little bit of like spool to get it out, and then part of me is like collecting data because I'm nosy and I have to know everything about everything. So it's like, hey, I need to hear at least a little bit of this to know if I want to keep hearing more of it.
If it's your room, it's your call, and I think fairly hearing someone out, how could I put that down? It's like maybe these 2 need to talk about something, get it over with, and we can move on or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
There is a time though that I'm getting where I'm like, okay, this is going on too long, and I don't want this. And I'm learning to shorten it quicker and quicker, and so I do have my eye on that. Hey,
well, you
Denizen.
can see the triggers.
What's up? But also, like, as far as trigger, this is who the stream is not good for, and I want to make one of those little roller coaster signs. It's not good for trolls that want to come and disrupt and can't have a conversation or let other people have one. It's not good for people with a lot of triggers and sensitivity that don't know how to manage them and have to stop the stream and have the group help manage it. It's not good for that. And I had a third one, but I forgot. It'll come back. Yeah, we
Why don't you just say who it is
love
good
a
for?
good troll around here. We appreciate a good troll as long as you're not the things I'm just. Oh, and the other one, and it applies to some of the people on here. They don't track, or they get off track and they end up in this little rabbit hole or thread that we have to spend 30 minutes or an hour untangling, and that also disrupts the flow. So those kind of things I'm starting to have an eye for.
Yeah, and then there's the thing about censorship too, and constitutional rights just to say a dissenting opinion. So I didn't have any problems with what's his name, Stephen, came up here to say in terms of the arguments or disagreements or opinions we were having. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
The
I
problem,
don't even like all I heard him say basically was that he disagrees. I'm not even sure what his argument
no,
actually
that
is.
wasn't the
I didn't
problem.
really
I'm
even
trying to
have a
tell
lot
you
to go on.
the problem was when he brought outside drama up. That could have been become a problem, but it wasn't because I wasn't going to let it happen. And I know that you want this room to be mostly drama-free, not completely, but I'm just trying to speak on the subject.
No, I agree with you. Yes, I appreciate it.
Is this room
At the same
for?
time, I think he was. I really do think he was reasonably well behaved, considering. And so the thing where it started for me was the laughing thing. That's where I got off track. I'm like, okay, what is this about or leading to?
Yeah, I wasn't really
That's
sure
those
why he
little
was
things that
laughing.
I can tell, like it's the tip of something that I'm not seeing that's under the surface sometimes.
I don't know. There's all these nuances to keep track of. But that was pretty good.
Believe it or
Pretty
not,
observant.
Denizen, it hasn't been late. There's been little bursts of it, but then we recover from it and end up in some interesting places. So I think as long as drama is like used wisely, and sparingly, it can have a place. It's one of
That's
the
the thing
little
again.
things in the spice rack.
You're right. And there's a fine line too. How much do you let go on and how much do you just throw out?
Yeah. I don't want the hijacking anymore. We're having a good and then somebody shows up and suddenly the stream is drama and it gets hijacked.
I don't want that either. But there are some days I'm game for it. I'm down for it. But right now, I'm
I kind of
not
go
up
with
for it.
I try to go with the energy of whatever's happening, but it really depends on who's on at every given time and how they're mixing as to what happens.
Yeah, it's dynamics all the way. Anytime you get more than, well, actually, I was going to say anytime you get more than one person in the room, there's going to be contention or arguments or whatever, with along with other stuff. But that's not true because I think you can even argue with yourself. So there goes my theory.
I always heard that like two is fine. A pair can form a good working bond, and three is unstable, the triad, because it could always it just takes one person to slightly switch to throw it off, and that four is stable. So if you have a duo or a quartet, those are stable arrangements of group dynamics. But the triad, the three people, is where it can get unstable. Hey, Chris.
I think it can get unstable in one person's mind alone.
Well, yeah, I guess there's an inversion of that.
Is that Chris?
Yeah, I think so. Can you hear it?
Hey, ¿cómo estás?
Yeah, they do it. I call them provocateurs. They do it to provoke, to get a reaction out, and it tests their power.
It's
it gives
fun.
them high. It makes them feel status above somebody, etc. It's punching down. Whatever people get from punching down.
No, it doesn't.
Or sometimes
doesn't
they like try to punch up and takes down somebody big. But yeah, that's kind of what I would call it too.
But my perspective on trolls is that they're funny or creative or more on the positive side or smart, I can tolerate them.
Yeah,
Right?
we only have the best trolls here. We try to keep only the best ones around.
I like midlife troll,
Oh, I love
midlife brologic.
Midbur.
Yeah.
His streams are they're pretty cool to watch.
He
has
has this
interesting
deadpan humor.
perspectives on things.
Yeah. He always challenges me.
In fact, I will put his channel.
Well, I'm glad you only use heroin casually, Denizen. That's good, you know. Gotta keep
Just
it
curious. Excuse me, I keep interrupting.
No, I was just.
That's normal around here. That's one of our names.
He said
It's
twice
almost
that I only
required.
use heroin casually. I had to respond to it. That's all.
I'm wondering about your name. What part of you is iconoclastic? Chris.
I'm like by nature an iconoclast. I'm a very satirical iconoclast, which is where the name comes from.
But what's
There's
the
a lot of
iconoclastic
people.
part? What's the direction
Yeah.
again?
I see.
Yeah,
Well,
that's normal.
iconoclast in its most classical term was like like religious icons.
Yeah, they
things.
smashed them.
People that would smash them, and so like that became to me like be anybody.
So what's
people
your
know my
version of that? What would you
fridge has not been
smash?
repaired yet. Yeah, so like I see, anytime I see a some kind of like like societal like accepted standard, there's a part of myself that just wants to.
Well, that's what the woke. That's queer. Why? What is it? It's like any standard at all, just
Or
because
just to
it's
go
a
against
standard?
it. To go against it somehow, to be against it. But
That's
right
like
now,
more like this.
I've never had that. Like I was always against standards, but never just to be against it. I just happened to not.
I
align with them.
see a group like moving in one direction, and I want to go against the group. I just always do.
I
wouldn't
got
want.
you.
I never want to be
Yeah.
a part of a club that would have me as a member. You know.
That makes sense
That's
to me.
weird. I
That's
didn't
more
know
like
that
the
about you.
secondary, I guess, definition of that word.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it funny that we're all here and a lot of us hate people? Well, okay, hate is too strong of a word. We don't like people for a lot of different reasons. And I'm going to just overgeneralize there. But then these people kind of are drawn together online and they form these bonds with people that they actually do like. I don't know, just kind of
Me, I
remarking
love
on
everybody.
the irony of it. There's not one person online that you do not like.
But it's all parasocial. Like none of them met in person. Very few have met in person. This is all parasocial.
Came
And
close
I
to
learned
me.
very early in the AOL days, because we started doing AOL parties and you meet people in person. And I got to see the online version of people and the in person. And I learned very early to separate the two. And even me online, I had this online persona that was completely different than my real life. It was kind of a troll. And in real life, everybody thought I was so nice. And so I learned to separate, like the people are never who they present online. And I just learned to not judge people by anything they say or do online, because when you meet them in person, they could be completely different. And that's just something that's always stuck with me on the
I've
internet.
thought about that a lot myself, and like I have occasionally tried to be like more of like a character kind of online to try to like separate, to try to do that. But
Well, you
I
are
found that
that.
but no, I mean I can a little bit on streams a little bit, but like I'm pretty much the same person. Like I like that's one of the things that lives.
Yeah, no, me too. Like I'm on here, I can't hide anything.
Yeah,
now.
I'm pretty much the same person I am on these streams that I am in real
Okay.
life. Like if you met me in real life,
I want to
yeah,
address this. Midlife, there's straight queers now. It is changing. It's becoming like this catch-all political category for people that don't want to be seen as heteronormative, which heterosexual is seen as.
Then
And
outside
so,
of LGBTQ,
it's like
what
people are
would be an
trying to
example?
identify out of whiteness and out of all those white, male, Christian, whatever, heterosexual. And so queer is swelling right now with people that are fleeing the heterosexual. So if you're like straight but read 50 Shades of Grey or something, then that's edgy, you're queer. You're not normative. And so if you're asexual or anything, like any reason to get you in the category they're taking now, it's very easy to get in, and it's all called queer. So now you have straight queers.
Yeah,
Adam Lambert he's real well. In my day, it would be called gay, but I don't know what that's a good example of how gay is turning into all kind of other stuff. And I think
But he
it's
has a
all
boyfriend. He
brand
is
at
gay.
some point. They've swallowed our categories. I'm not a. Who's stopping you? Why do you need permission? I want to give you the pass, but I'm not queer myself. So, but I would say it anyway. I'll give you the Satan. You have Satan's blessing to say it. He would be very happy and proud.
And Tupelo, my fridge has not been replaced yet because I've had 2 setbacks to that. I had a flat tire. I had a tire blowout today, and I also got my car towed just a few days before that. So that's been my recent stuff. So that's why the fridge is still an issue. So just to give you that update. So I appreciate you asking that.
It's like $300 a day to have your car in the tow yard, right?
It cost $400. With like all their fees and everything tacked on, it was like $420.
You got it out already?
What? Yeah, I got it out. I got it out that day.
Oh,
but
good for you.
Thanks to the donations and what little cash I had left, those 2 things together, I was able to get it out. But if it hadn't been for the donations that people sent, then I would not have been able to. But yeah. But yeah, so I'm very thankful for that. But yeah, it was like $420 some odd dollars to get it out, and that was just being there for a few hours. It literally got towed like in the last 30 minutes of my birthday that day, and like I've always like it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I always talk about how like, oh, my birthday's cursed, and then of course and
there, sure enough,
yeah.
Well, hey, what if you went and talked to that? Is that lady in that cafe still around with the chickens? Would she have something she could do for you?
I'm pretty sure she's probably died by now. She was old as hell back then, so.
There's nothing that a lady with chickens can't do, let me tell you.
OJ was a special person. She was a very special person. She was the real OG OJ. That's for sure.
Denison, I fought for that. I'm proud of that. I fought for it to be so normal that it was boring and nobody gave a shit about it, and it just got absorbed into normal culture. Swiftian normality, as P.F. Jung would say. And so you're welcome for that.
If you're non-neurodivergent, are you still interested in hearing from us? If you, meaning me.
Yeah, because I think everybody is. So I'm interested in hearing from everybody, unless they're just incredibly.
I don't know what neuronormative
really is.
I'd like to one day meet a neuronormative person. I'm sure I think they were the craziest people I've ever met.
I like all kind of perspectives. So share whatever.
I know, but I don't think I've ever met someone that I felt was purely neuronormative. I've never met someone who is the platonic ideal of neuronormative. I've never met that.
I mean, I know there is a range of, because I grew up around a lot of normal people. There is a range of people that fall in the middle.
I've met boring people.
I can more or less predict.
I've met boring people. Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of them are not boring. Like
normies are very boring to me.
Well, not where I grew up. Even the most normal people were fun and had
like the normies that I grew up were like the frat boys and like the like do you leave the antlers on during sex?
Well, here's the thing.
You gotta be blitzing, right?
I've been in a desert for a long time, and the antlers came way after that. You know? But they have a website, and I can't remember the name. I found it during COVID. It was a porn website of guys that wear antlers and like animal fur stuff. They were so sexy and like that kind of stuff. I would give it a try if I had the opportunity, probably with the right guy, but not the Santa reindeer thing. I'm looking for daddy though, not grandpa. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, I
Getting
mean,
close to
yeah.
being the
See,
same thing.
Dennis's saying you're a prancer, but I'm saying you got to be a blitzen because a blitzen is a
Who
name.
was
that's
it? On Comet on Cupid or Donner on Blitzen on fuck. Who are
He
the
called you a
reindeer?
prancer. You gonna take that?
Dancer
Prancer,
and Prancer.
Blitzen, Vixen, Prancer, Dancer, Comet, Cupid,
And
I'm missing
Rudolph.
some.
Yeah.
And then Rudolph.
I'm just saying Blitzen's.
I would wear if they wanted me to. I would definitely wear the antlers for sure, unless they got unwieldy. You know, what we were doing.
So if you're just having,
Anyway.
So-called vanilla sex, I mean, just regular, someone on top, someone on bottom, no big deal. Nobody calling anything Santa or Daddy or anything like that. Are you bored to death?
No, that's the best. Making love was the peak experience of my life. That was the most intense, intimate, closest I've ever been to another human being. The kink stuff is different. It's like power dynamics and things called subspace and dom space. It's a totally different, almost a different part of your brain. You almost can't even compare the two. But the vanilla stuff was the pathway to like almost spiritual ecstasy.
The vanilla stuff is the
Right
sexiest
at
stuff
the
that you just
edge
talked
of
about.
transcendence. Do what?
First you talked about the vanilla stuff and the connection, but then you talked about the kink stuff, which wasn't apparently that connected or that intimate.
It's
So I can kind
intimate
of
in a
see how
different
you.
way.
Well, I thought your
It
first
is
one was
just
really
as intimate,
sexy.
but in a different way. But I've
Your
had more of
vanilla.
the vanilla type.
Yeah, that was the best.
What midlife brologic?
Like I haven't pushed the
what is
kink
the
side
funniest
as
game
far
you-
as I've pushed the vanilla side yet.
So you don't know yet.
Yeah,
Sorry, Chris,
I
what were you
still have some
saying?
exploring to do.
I was just wondering. He said this is the funniest game meme ever, and I'm just trying to figure out what it was. Oh, the link. I don't see a link, dude.
Oh, it
You
doesn't
probably
show
do.
up. If you want, you can come up and throw it in the back.
You don't actually have to come with the panel.
You
but
don't have
can
to
throw
come
it
on. You could just post the link. Or you can come on if you want. Though. We're just hanging out.
Yeah, get up here, midlife bro. I know you have some stories you want to share.
He has some interesting, very interesting life experience. Come on now.
back.
I'd
This
like
is how
to
bad
hear.
you want us to see it. I'll let you be the judge of that.
I guarantee you, behind every person you see, whether not considered neuronormative or considered neurodiverse or however you want to put it, we all have a pretty messed up, effed up, at the very least, entertaining background.
Probably, yeah. And if we
Yes,
don't, then who wants to talk to that
yes.
person? Who wants to talk to
I
that
would agree
person
with
that doesn't? Who wants to talk to the person that had no trauma? They had no.
Wait, hang on one second. Midlife, do you want to come up or are you just posting the link? Just drop down if you're posting the link, but type in the chat if you want to come up.
And Denizen, too. I like talking to you.
Yeah, Denizen, come up too if you're available.
Yo,
welcome, midlife.
Thanks for having me. I've seen this meme on Instagram, so I find it very amusing.
Oh,
maybe you've seen it too. I think it's I mean, preview it in the back if you want to show it or whatever. Either way, it's super funny to me.
Is it gonna get me copyrighted?
Well, just watch it. I don't think so. I doubt it.
All right, I'll try. It doesn't have music on it.
Let me check.
He's gonna get you striked.
No.
We're gonna try this video. Hopefully, I still have my stream after it's over. Let's see.
I mean, you can preview it ahead of time just in case.
We preview together. Oh, I gotta change something. Hang on.
I guess it's funny. I don't know. It's okay.
I mean, to me, it's fucking hilarious. It's just maybe you've seen it.
A hole for the electrical box. It's round. So, haven't you ever seen an electrical box? It's rectangular. What, this won't work? The only thing this is going to work for is a glory hole. Glory hole? What's that? Where the hell did Jack find you anyway? Santa Monica Boulevard. Figures. Well, you just go put your face up to that opening, and I'll show you what a glory hole is used for.
Oh boy. This sounds like a beginning of a porn.
You think?
Hey, I'm yeah. I
Yeah.
think Flo said it all. I'm not sure what to say. Even me.
Well, it was very bad acting.
Based on the shots, the shooting style, the acting, everything, I'm fairly certain that's the beginning of a porn. That doesn't
Oh, yeah.
strike me.
Yeah, I almost picked up on that.
It's
I
not a
was like,
porn
this-
until the
this seems
acting
like
is.
porn acting. I've seen enough of them to
Yeah,
at least know that.
I'm not a big. I don't really like porn much, but I've seen enough porn to know what porn.
But I
acting
wasn't convinced by the one on his knees that he didn't know what a glory hole was. He sounded like so shocked and surprised. I was not convinced that acting. Did not make
Let me show you
Yeah.
what a glory hole is. I mean,
Let
it's a
me
little
see what a
wooden,
glory
no pun
hole is.
intended.
What's this
The next
hole?
scene is-
You
yeah.
mean kneel here and put my mouth next to it? Okay, like that was.
It's like that terrible commercial with the chocolate and the peanut butter, where they accidentally run into each other.
Like from the 70s or the 80s. The Reese's.
Yes.
You got your chocolate and my peanut butter. They used
You
to
know
play
who was
that
in
during
that?
cartoons all the time. That's how I know it.
Keanu Reeves was the kid that starred in that.
No way.
I read that as a fact, and that's how I found that video.
Okay, that's our celebrity gossip for the night. Let me get on it.
You dipped your chocolate into my peanut butter.
Because they had different ones, like they were in different settings.
Yeah, I read that about him, and I Googled it, and I saw the video, but I don't have it drawn up. You talk about
Oh
sex,
my
and
God,
who shows up?
Oh, he was in a
Flo.
Coca-Cola commercial, 1983. Kellogg's commercial, 1987. Well,
Yeah,
there could be
what
something
dude is
to it.
putting his dick to a blind faith hole? I hear you there, Flo. I've often thought that is like, it's like who
Flo, you don't run in the circles I do. Have you ever been to a gay leather bar? And they have the little back room with like the black plastic trash bag over the doorway, and then you walk in and it's pitch
Wow,
dark.
that's
You
a
go by-
real thing.
I actually ended up in those. I was looking for my friend, and I was drunk, and I went in there looking for her. I didn't know what it was, and it was creepy. I shot back out of there really quickly.
I didn't think they were real. I thought it was like one of those.
No,
myths.
in New Orleans they were real.
Shit, man, that's that is scary. You're going into a bathroom. You don't even you're too drunk to know where you're even at. Like suddenly there's a dick coming through the hole on the side of the urinal or something. Oh my god.
Wait,
I told someone about that.
Have you seen that in real life?
That's what you just
No,
said.
but I didn't go looking for it. I've seen other things pretty close to it living in New Orleans.
You want to hear my brother's story with it? Because he sure has.
Yeah,
as long
let's hear
as
it.
you
Your
two
brother and your father?
keep my stream
My
going.
brother and my father are both semi-gay. I say my brothers, one of my brothers, I have two, is very gay. The
Wait,
other
is
one's
this
very
gonna
not.
be? Am I gonna have to worry about my stream?
It's completely related to Glory
this
Hole.
is Outliers After Dark, though. This is where we talk about this kind of stuff, right?
All right, go ahead. But I have the.
You
Wait a
can
minute.
stop
This
me.
is this is
if
wait,
I-
wait, wait. This doesn't end with like one of your family members accidentally sucking the other one off behind a glory hole, does it?
No,
That's what I
but
was worried
close.
about. Oh no, let's leave that with the imagination.
Okay.
Just to be safe.
I mean, it sounds like a pretty interesting story.
Yeah, it does. But,
It actually is, and it's funny, but if you don't want to go there, you don't want to go there.
maybe there's a way, like, if we have that members only or something one day, if we get different tiers.
I'll just tell it, send
That's
it
like
another
kind of
time.
stuff we can,
I'll just start an OnlyFans stream, dude. You know?
the outliers after hours.
After hours, it's from 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. There's a famous story that's probably fake, but people tell it from time to time. And it goes like this, that a father was visiting his daughter in college out of state or something. And apparently he stayed in a hotel room. So he ordered like yeah, right. It's probably fake. It could happen, but it's similar to the glory hole story, I guess. Where the father,
No. Just going to be PG.
It's PG.
Or
The father orders an escort to his hotel room, and then come to find out it's not funny. His daughter is the
Oh,
escort.
What did they do? Like when they saw each other?
Allegedly, they make a pact to not tell mom. Both of them.
I think this is a porn plot. Another one.
Well, it's mother
How did the
daughter.
story get out? Somebody leaked.
Someone just
Well, there's
probably
that
came up with
movie.
it.
I can't remember what it's called. It's a movie with George C. Scott where like he sees his daughter in a porno and it fucks with his head so much he goes and like Christ, like it's kind of similar to like that movie 8mm. It's from the 70s. I can't remember what it's called right now. But,
I'm not familiar. I thought 8mm had the guy from Sopranos in it. That was originally from the 70s.
No. There's a movie. It's similar to that. There's a movie that had George C. Scott in it, like the
George C. Scott,
late
yeah.
70s, early 80s. That was about like this guy that he went to a porno like theater and to watch a porn. He saw his daughter in the porno and like it like fucks with his head a lot. And he goes and he goes like in trying to find her because like they're like strange or something like that. And like it's a really dark, fucked up movie. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I saw it a long time ago.
It sounds similar to Taxi Driver in a way.
Yeah, it is. It's in that vein. It's that 70s kind of like dark Taxi Driver kind of shit.
Sure. Yeah, but I'm not. That's interesting.
What? No, baby.
Oh, I thought it was over. The video, the one we just saw.
Yeah, no, yeah, that was the end of it. But like, I mean,
It was a TikTok. It was a clip, and then the little TikTok logo came on.
Denizen's got it. That movie's called Hardcore. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, you don't know it? Oh, the one you're talking about,
Movie.
not the gay porn.
No, the movie that I was talking about was George C. Scott's called Hardcore. Yeah.
Okay, we had to stop that conversation. It was just too juicy.
It's just too real. Just too real.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well.
So Lindsay, I think I've never really talked to you on a panel before. You're kind of infamous. So like, what?
What is she infamous for?
I don't know.
I've heard a lot about you. But I've never
Instigating.
really
She instigates.
Oh, it might be my pictures, maybe.
No, like when you go on and you ask questions and make comments.
Hey, you started the infamous. You
challenge and provoke.
The infamous big fallout that happened with everybody with machine.
Whoa! Please don't resurrect that. But yeah,
I'm not going to resurrect it. I was just saying that's
what you're about to do.
Well,
Wait, I started what?
It's the only thing I know. It's the only thing I know. Are you from?
I know, but that's still resurrecting.
I never met her before. I'm not holding anything against anybody. I don't give it. I don't hold shit like that. I'm just curious.
I don't know what I didn't really hear what you were talking about, and Jeff doesn't want to talk about it. So
well, like
no, I
no
mean,
drama,
I encourage you to
low drama content. This would not be that.
Yeah, no doubt.
I do trolling for jokes, like the chair thing where I pretend to throw a chair, like I'm on Maury Povich stage.
No, what was that
I
about?
joke like I do troll like just to be funny or rattle people's cages or something, but I never say stuff like, "Oh, you're ugly and no one loves you," and that kind of negative troll stuff.
That's malice to me. That's where it gets malicious.
I'm not malicious.
Beyond
so,
trolling.
but I have a lot of people hating on me. I guess I understand.
Do they tell you why? Or do you have to piece
usually it's you're a slut or you ask too many questions.
That's a negative on these streams.
Well, that's what they say. I mean, I'm not privy to everything. I just hear kind of what people say about me second-handedly, third-handedly,
that's
whatever.
Probably your pictures.
Probably. And so I like to play up on that. But I don't really care. I mean, if I did, I guess I would stop. It's just kind of a fun trolly thing for me to do. And it weeds out the people that I don't really want to be friends with because they're going to judge me on that rather than getting to know me. So it's kind of like a big, okay, F you. But I'm not mean. I'm not malicious. I know I get in a lot of trouble because I go to Flo's room all the time, and I get some of his wrath that he gets. And oh, you're a Flo State supporter, and yeah, in fact, I am. But what does that have to do with him personally? And what is, I mean, it just turns into a bunch of drama. I know a
It
lot of
sounds
people
so
have
childish.
have
Like I haven't heard
really
people talk like that since like high school.
junior high, right? No, I
Yes.
mean,
It's
one
like time
time
warp.
I got
Specifically
really,
junior
really
high.
upset by all the hate. One time, and I actually let myself cry, and I felt kind of bad for that. Well, I felt like it
On the
was
stream.
inevitable that I would cry, and I had no one to talk to here. Well, no, not on stream.
Oh.
Personally, I had no one to talk to. It's working hours, whatever. And I'll just make this story quick, but Flo was the only person around. And so I asked him if he would talk to me on a stream, and I was upset about it. And he's not the type to be all overly emotional. He's more like, put your chin
He's
up,
not.
stand up,
So
don't be a
take
pussy
it.
kind of thing. And he actually did some shake weight things or something that was funny, and used some logical statements like consider the people that are calling you names. And who are you? You know who you are. They don't know who you are, so just forget it. That we're not in junior high. Just if you can't handle it, don't be here. So he really, really helped, and I think I know he gets sold short and being called an asshole and this and that. But
Well,
I
he's
find that if
both
you
though.
really,
He's
he's a little
helpful
bit of
and he's an
both,
asshole.
but there's some people that are assholes that aren't anything else. They're not kind
Yeah.
ever. So I don't mind people that are jerks just as long as they have, or an asshole in some way or another, just as long as they have some redeeming qualities. And he definitely does. And the only way
yeah.
that you would find out if I were similar is to get to know me. So I would say, get to know Flo, get to know me, and
I think
judge for
that's just
yourself.
good advice in general. And I don't know how people go through life without getting to know other people and just taking the little shortcuts and having that be enough. I mean, that works on some scale, but not on any kind of community or friendship or social scale, like intimate social group scale.
It's going to be whatever it is, and that's that. And life isn't fair, and that's what I expect. And I expect people to judge me without getting to know me, as I probably do some of them. But the bottom line really is that also you have a right to dislike whoever you want to. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm not going to break down and cry and roll in a fetal ball if midlifebrologic can't stand me, and vice versa. He's not going to cry if I don't like him. I just happen to like him. But there's nothing wrong in not liking someone for whatever reason you choose.
Well,
But it's
I don't
unfortunate.
think we control who we like anyway. I mean, the people we don't like them for reasons, whether they're rational.
Sure, and it's
or-
okay. That's all I'm saying. It's all right. But at best, you wish, gee, I kind of wish that person would give me the time of day just to get to know me before they label me with some huge.
But
label.
are those the people that you want to get to know you? Like, those are the people I'm glad are not taking the time to get to know me, because that just filters them out of.
I weed them out with whore pictures. I put pictures on here that are I'm very scantily clad and it's inappropriate, but nothing showing really. And that way I don't have to deal with women who are going to be hateful and bitchy, and that weeds them right out right away. And there's somebody like Cynthia who doesn't care what I'm wearing or not wearing. She cares about what I'm saying. She cares to get to know me and my heart.
Yeah,
And
Cynthia's
that's why I
very-
get along with her. Yeah, she's very down to earth. And if you're going to be a bitchy female jealous of other females, then go away.
Is that is that something like women know about each other or pick on or look out for? Is that
Women are
something
mean
to
to
the
each
female
other.
dynamic that I might not be aware of? It's like competition or jealousy.
I believe so, but I think men are competitive with each other too.
Yeah,
It just has
I
a
know it on
different
the
face.
men's side. It just either looks different on the women's side or I don't recognize it. But I now that you're
It's
saying
there.
it, I'm starting to put the pieces together and it's making sense.
It's there.
Well, you seem like a perfectly reasonable, intelligent person to me. So that's the only reason I mentioned it. I was just like, this is the infamous Lindsay I've heard so much about. That's like that people complain about. Like, she seems like a really nice person, so I don't understand it.
Hey,
Yeah, all of these like villains we keep hearing about seem like, if not nice, perfectly reasonable people and enjoyable to converse with.
I'm
Yeah,
reasonable to a point. And just like everybody
which is
else, I
my
have a breaking
standard.
point. And I will fuck you up. And there's my not nice side. If you go over the line, if you do it once, okay. If you keep doing it up again and again and again, I will tell you off. I will do whatever. But I'm not malicious.
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, what
I'm not
"fuck
gonna
you up"
take
means
get your
in the
IP
context of
and
internet.
send you hate letters and harass you. I mean, a big fuck you hard. And before that, I will always be reasonable, nice. I'll give you honest feedback. But that, yeah, there is that side of me, and there is that side of everyone that's you've had enough.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to draw your boundaries somewhere. You can't just let people walk all
I
over you.
said that for
Yeah.
my exes.
You want to see a bitch, it'll come out. But I'd rather not be. So maybe I get some of it from that, for telling people off or something. I really am not fully sure, but I think a lot of it has to do with who do you think you are, kind of thing. Do you think you're an expert, or why are you telling people this or that? And I don't mean to come off as being didactic and obnoxious and like I'm the expert and everything.
Do you
So
do it when people actually know what they're talking about? Are you able to tell?
do I do it?
Like, if
I
they
think
really are an expert, or does it have that
I
reaction
just
in you no matter what?
it's a good question. I mean, partly I'm biased, like you said when you were talking about the truth. You're biased by all your experiences. My experiences have taught me that when I was pretty and in my 20s, I had a lot of horrible experiences with women, just very, very mean. And I didn't have that with men at all. So I hung out with men. And so, of course, my opinion is going to be biased here and now, because I think sometimes it's a woman thing.
Yeah,
But,
I have the same biases. I think.
it probably so many things. And so I lack, because of that, I lack a really good sense of self awareness in some cases, because I'll question myself and I'll think, is this my bias?
You seem very self-aware, and you seem very self-realized as a person, from what I could tell. Just
But when
from
he
like
asked me that question, I couldn't answer it. I couldn't. I did my
I mean, but
best,
my
but
first impressions of you, like my initial impressions of you, you seem very self-assured in a lot of ways. So I respect that. That's all.
oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, I'm triggered because Lindsay said all of her friends are guys, and I can't.
No,
And it's late. It's late.
I said all
I
my
can't-
friends were guys.
Yeah, I can't. That's triggering for me. So, with much love to all, channel, Pat, channel, chat, and YouTube. Hasta la vista. I will see you next time. Have a great rest of the show. And
All right.
peace and love to all. Take it
Peace.
easy.
It's been a
Wow, I ran
pleasure.
you off.
Peace and
I was
love.
done
See,
talking
look
about
at that
myself.
vibe. Look how cool that is. We could have more of that.
Damn it, I ran him away.
Denizens out there.
I think he was just tired or something. I think he was
Yeah, I
joking
think
about.
he's just making the rounds, which is fine.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't think it had anything to do with what you said. I really don't.
No, people can drop off panel anytime for any reason. Here.
Anyway, I'm done talking about myself because there's nothing that runs people off panel like that. See?
I don't know
But
about
I'm
that.
infinitely
What-
inquisitive about others.
What
Yeah,
will
me
run
too.
me off the panel is when people start talking about themselves in a very specific kind of way, where they get very where they make everything about them, and everything becomes like everything has to come back to them. Like that bores the shit out of me, and I'll just kind of just tune out.
I
But
think what they're trying to do is say is more of like a bonding or building rapport thing, because often they say, "Oh, you hate olives, I hate them too," and then I did this too, and I can relate to your experience with the guy, and da 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 da. You know what I mean?
right.
They're not just dying to talk about themselves. I think when you sort of identify with something, it can make it seem like that. I don't know.
No, that makes sense. I don't think you're saying anything that's like out of school or anything. It's all right.
And I will keep putting up slutty pictures because it's effective.
Is that? I mean, like, is your avatar as an example of this? I mean, I don't think it's a slutty picture myself.
Well, it's kind of a bit much, you know. It's a little bit thirsty, right? It's a little on the thirsty side.
Yeah, I mean, you look pretty in it, but I mean, I don't think it's slutty.
Well, then doesn't come up and resurrect it then. I don't think she killed it.
I did. I'm sorry.
No, I actually had thought of something and then I lost it. But what something you said stimulated a very interesting thought.
I don't know. I
Here's
think everybody's
Busker.
about to sleep.
Oh. Happy Gen X Jeff night.
Oh, what's up?
How you doing, man?
I'm okay.
You look good, man. Good times.
Well, thank you. How are you?
I'm great, man. I drank till my kidneys got sore.
Tonight? Drink water or alcohol?
Yesterday I drank. Well, I didn't even realize I did. Now my kidneys are sore. I'm okay though. Ha! I'm okay. Holy shit. Yeah, I'm floating on my bed. Okay.
Is it alcohol you drank or water?
Alcohol and water and juice and alcohol and juice and alcohol.
I thought you were stopping that because of the hangover.
Yeah, I gave it up, and tomorrow I'm gonna have a hangover. But like I did for sure drink less for about 5 months, and now I've got a little kidney ache, but I'm okay. I'm all right. I can smack myself in the back. Oh God, that hurts. Oh yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm all right.
You do seem a little drunk.
I should do more of these late night streams or less.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're up, man. I was surprised to see you here again, man. Like, what time is it now? It's 2 a.m. All right.
Not as late as the one we started. We started the one yesterday at 2 a.m. So this is
man. Fucking 3 a.m. 3 a.m. wasn't it, Jeff? It was 3 a.m. You
2 a.m. my time.
I got on your stream at 3 a.m. and I was like, wow, man, somebody's here. Oh yeah, dude. It was a good time. Good times. Amen. 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 Hey, reindeer. My God. How many years are you gonna wear those antlers, dude?
I don't know. People are liking the antlers, and I'm
like
them. Before COVID started. I was wearing them in public. That was my
hell yeah, dude.
I wore them at work.
You probably scared the shit out of people.
Wore them around town.
People probably think you're like the Yellow King from True Detective or something.
Yeah, I didn't think about that at the time. I had my satanic shirts and stuff on too, so I just assumed they put the two together.
Oh yeah,
dude, I didn't care. Like it was Seattle. Seattle. The one good thing about Seattle is because they have this like don't offend anybody. Nobody talks or reacts to anything anybody does because they have to make it seem like
everybody's happy. Okay. Everybody's happy for the rest of their lives. Oh my God!
Nobody reacted. They completely left me alone the whole time.
Oh yeah, everybody's happy. I mean, like that's the way it goes, right? Everybody's happy. You know, like
I don't know. That's not. I don't think they are. That's
no. I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, dude.
People are drastically unhappy in ways I can understand that seem related to the inside of their head more than anything happening in reality, or like premonitions of what could happen, which is fear based. But for some reason, that fear anxiety meter is like this. And I don't know if it started in 2020 or it was even happening before.
Nah, fear and anxiety is America. That's what that is.
Man, I've been having So, America's been a party to me so far. I
Well,
have
it
not been
used to
having
be.
the fear and anxiety.
It used to be a party back in the day.
I mean, yeah, things are changing. I mean, but look at us. We're
Oh
still
yeah.
having fun, doing our thing. The party's not over.
Well, I love it. Like the party's not over here.
It's over.
I wish I had
Copyright.
some booze here, but I don't. But that's okay.
Oh no, you need to go sit water if anything. Do you
Well,
feel like you're at the sleeping stage?
no, not yet. I mean, like I had enough booze to like put me to sleep, but like my kidneys aren't doing too great at the moment.
But putting more in there is not going to help them, huh?
No, I
Yeah.
know. Well, it's 2:30 a.m., so there's no booze to be had. So I don't care. I don't
You
give a
drank
fuck.
all the booze you had.
Well, I fell asleep about 3 hours ago, and I'm feeling good, and my kidneys are a little bit sore, but that's okay. I mean, that's life when you drink. You know, it's okay. It's all right. I'm playing video games, playing music. I'm got kidneys that are sore. That's all right. Shit happens, you know. Fuck it.
Well, I hope they get better and it's not too rough in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, like I've been through it. I mean, like I took enough of a piss that it's not gonna be sore tomorrow. I mean, like that's what I guess. But you know, you only live once, right? Fuck.
That's kind of the problem, though.
What is? What
I hope
drinking
you
till
only
your
live
kidneys
once.
hurt? Well, I mean, like I've been drinking since I was 11 years old, man. I don't give a fuck.
Like heavy drinking?
No, I mean, like when I was 15, I started heavy drinking, and I stopped when I was about. Well, I didn't stop, but I cut back when I was about 19, and I don't drink like I used to. But man, you know, when you drink too much or you drink anything too much, it doesn't matter if it's alcohol, liquid of any kind. You drink too much of it, your kidneys will start to, oh god, what's that? What's that? What? No, yeah, well, you know, fuck it. But I'm feeling good though. I'm glad to be here with. I'm glad that Gen X Jeff, you're still awake. How is that possible?
Because tonight's Survivor night, and so when that ended, I was really charged up and had a lot of energy to do a
Yeah,
stream.
dude. I woke up. I'm like, wow, Gen X Jeff is still awake again. I was like, wow.
Our goal is to try to do more evening streams. So
That's right,
the
man.
more I get in the habit, the better I'll be able to do them regularly.
That's right, and I appreciate that because eventually I'll have a chick that I mean I do have a chick that I go on the stream with. I've been on 4 streams with her, and she's not my crush, but like, damn, dude, you know it's good to be on a.
Is this somebody
stream with
like that you've
No.
met in person or going to meet in person, or is it just are they like
Well,
remote
I mean,
friends?
like she lives up in uh you know on the East Coast, so I mean I don't think she's gonna come down to Maryland. She lives in the East Coast that's too far up, you
New
know.
England?
I don't think that's gonna happen. But I really I'm not attracted to her in a way because she has this whiny fucking voice, dude. But I like her. I think she's attractive in that way. I mean, like she
Well,
has
how
this
do you
whiny
resolve
voice
that?
and gets on my show, and we've done 4 shows together. She's
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
be
I know who
on.
you're talking about now. How do you resolve that if you like her but don't like her
Oh,
voice?
well, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I hope she doesn't hear this.
That would be hard for me. Well, that's what I
Oh
was thinking.
God! Oh no!
I don't
Oh
know.
no!
All
But
out of the bag now.
if you really like somebody, you really like their personality, like their voice, like can actually become endearing, even if it's a voice that you don't initially like.
I don't know. I gotta
Something
have a
you can kind of like learn to like it. I don't know. I can.
man
Well,
voice.
I mean, she has. I love it though. I mean, she's whiny. You know, like I could deal with it now that I'm like 44 years old. I can deal with a whiny voice. I mean, that's okay. I'm sorry, dude. Ugh. I'm sorry.
I've been told that before too. Oh my god. Who was it? Shit. Oh yeah, this guy was dating in college. He told me, he said, you would make the perfect boyfriend if you just never open your mouth. And I'm thinking, I don't know
I
which
still
way to
don't know
take
what
that.
people
I'm
have.
sure
I
it's
still
not
don't know what people have wrong with
that
your
way.
voice. What's wrong with your voice?
A lot of people do. I don't know.
Well, you got a good Cajun voice, man. I appreciate it though, man. Like I gotta say, like nobody has a Cajun voice. I've hung around Cajuns all my life, I guess. I mean, like half my life. And dude, you got a good Cajun voice, my brother.
Oh, man, thank you, Sha.
Well, is that me? Shah. Am I your Shah?
Oh,
I mean, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Jeff.
everybody's Sha down there. Yeah.
I'm kidding. Oh, Duchess is here. Oh, Justice of Duh.
See,
What the
I
fuck?
hear it on you. It's
Duchess of
mine comes
Duchess.
out when I drink too.
Oh my God, I've been drinking. I feel good. I mean, like, yesterday. It's now 2:30 a.m. and I had a few drinks, so I'm okay. Yesterday, I'm okay. My kidneys hurt though.
What would sleep help that? Like,
I've
'cause
heard
you
your
work
voice,
over-
Duchess. I don't understand like why anybody would have a problem with your voice. Like you don't.
No, I've noticed that too. I will. This is my chance to stick up for the ladies. for
There's
once.
nothing wrong with your
I
voice.
have
at all.
noticed that women get talked over, downplayed. They'll start talking and somebody will interrupt. I have noticed that happening because every time it happens, I have this like, let her talk. Can I hear what she had like thing when it happens? And it seems to happen to women more than men, or it happens to beta men and like autistic.
Beta
men.
males.
Sometimes it happens to me, but I have noticed that. So,
Nah,
Well, I mean, I grew up. I
Captain
grew up
Sable,
like
that's me.
I grew up with. I have three sisters, and I grew up more around my mom than my dad was working a lot and stuff like that when I was younger. So like I don't know. I don't get it a lot. I mean, like the way people treat women in general, I find it to be.
I grew up in a matriarchy. The women ruled everything. The men never got a word in. So,
well, yeah,
totally different
women
idea of
know how
women.
to fucking rule the school, man. Like, I mean,
The
like
school, the
coming from
home.
like my mother, my sister, my cousins, girl cousins, they all ruled the school, man. I just couldn't get a word in. I know how you're talking about.
Yeah, that's how it was.
I never
I
had
was
a
kind of
problem.
a
I always
quiet little
treated
kid,
them like
did
human
his own
beings,
thing.
and they treated me back like a human being. that was my.
I was
my
treated
Well,
like
until you're not
cops
treated
with
like a human being,
metamorphosis, like the
and when
vermin.
you're not treated like a human being, then it
Cockroach.
fucking sucks. It sucks.
You're
man.
in Amsterdam. That seemed like it'd be very easy to do. Or you're not in Amsterdam, are you? Are you? I don't remember. I know you're in Holland.
I need
But
to be
anyway, even
stoned.
in Holland, it seemed like it'd be easy to do.
Wait a minute. So was that chick that said I need to be stoned in the weed way? Who is that one? Is that the one?
No, she's talking to Denzen.
I need to be stoned in the weed way. Well, come on over here to Baltimore. I'll get you stoned.
I don't know. I'm a just a crude American. I don't know
Me too, brother.
Holland geography. Do they even call it Holland anymore? I know you have tulips and windmills and those wooden shoes.
Tulips
Flop
and
around.
windmill. Oh God.
And y'all created New York City or something.
Oh
That-
man.
And you have the
that's what
best mole
France
ever.
did,
The
dude.
Dutch
That's what
mole
France
is the
put-
best version of the mole ever.
France put that big bulky woman in our face. France created
I
New
heard we're
York.
getting a man. They said something about we're getting a man statue to compensate, and they're going to put it on Alcatraz.
I thought that woman was the man in the New York City.
Who knows? It's not going to be what we think of as a man. Or
I know. Well, look at that. Look at that
Hey,
nose.
Britt.
Oh my God.
Windows, clocks, and weed. Did the tulips
God.
get displaced by the weed?
Oh shit.
It was the train wreck below.
Below where?
Yeah, they're troll. They let them take care of themselves. They
Well,
control
I
each
feel like I'm
Hey,
trolling my.
Brit donated to my girlfriend or donate to me and stuff like that, so I have nothing bad to say about her.
Shout out Britt. When we get monetized, we can do like shout outs and super chats and all that stuff.
Man,
So-
I get fucking
Play
I get
clips.
fucking chats, but I never got them.
I appreciate it.
You're monetized?
Yeah, like ever since like
Oh, yeah.
since I got 1,200 subscribers now, and like fucking I put the thing up for AdSense and the thing never got responded to my goddamn YouTube or whatever the fuck
You have to apply, but you don't always get in.
yeah, well, I mean,
I'm not even expecting.
I
them to
applied for
accept
AdSense
that.
a long time ago, and then they got rid of it for me a long time ago, and then I finally got over 1,000 subscribers, and now they don't give a fuck about me. YouTube is a piece of shit, man.
I do hear that they take quite a cut.
They don't give a fuck about anybody, man. I've been trying to work.
But what do
shit.
you expect? Like, what kind of fuck do you expect him to give? How personal?
Well,
of a relationship
since
do they have
putting in effort since 2008, yeah, I think. Well, I mean, like when you put in effort, you and they expect something of you. and
This
then you
is a
expect-
giant mega corporation. Have
I
you
know.
dealt with this before?
I know, dude. I know. You don't have to tell me that. They're a bunch
All
of
right.
assholes.
I mean, I don't like them either, but I have
Buster's
definitely
Yeah.
a little
adjusted
wasted right now.
their reality.
They're a bunch of fucking assholes, dude.
But it
Jesus
also
shit.
probably takes something like a giant corporation. I don't know
Oh,
if it needs
they
to be that
took
big
about
to
like
give us something
$100 out of
YouTube
my
until there's some
$100,
kind of
man.
little grassroots open source version of this that has the same reach.
Well, I mean, like, it was cool though because I still got my videos up, so that's since 2008. I've been playing music, so that's okay.
Yeah.
But I have been stolen from. I mean, fucking over $100 worth of money that they say they had. Okay, that's all fine and good. We're all fine and good. We put in a lot of effort, just like you do. You put in a lot of effort, and they don't give a fuck back to you.
I don't expect it to, so I don't have the same emotions.
You'll find
around
out one day, man. I'm telling you that they're just
it.
gonna
No,
fuck
'cause I
you in
don't
the
expect them to
asshole.
give a fuck. So when they don't give it, it's not going to surprise. I'll be like, "Yep, that's exactly as
I know. That's
I
exactly
expected it to play out."
exactly. It's just like they don't give a fuck about me or anybody on my channel. They don't give a fuck about me. So I don't give a
No, but why do you expect an impersonal corporation that doesn't even give a fuck about the CEO? He's just a cog. that can be
exactly,
replaced.
dude. I've
They
been
care
on here.
about you as a person.
Exactly.
Why do you look to corporations for
No, I don't.
caring?
I don't. I've been on here since 2008, and I never gave a fuck until they give a fuck about me. I'm like, oh my god, you're so cool. We'll play your music on here all that. Okay, so
They're not gonna do that.
you're gonna give me AdSense, as they called it, and then it was gone. So fuck YouTube.
Did you?
Not
Hey, don't
you.
get my stream. Hey, don't get my stream taken down. Did you contact them?
Of course,
ask
I've
them
been
what-
since 2008, dude. It's been a
What,
long
what did
time.
they
Been a
say?
long time. Been a long time. 2008,
you-
bro. You know what it's like. Well, you got horns on your head. Come on.
Busker, I hope you didn't start drinking again because I was drinking on stream last night. I really hope that didn't like.
Oh, I dude, you fucking put me back to it, bro. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. No, I didn't think about you at all. In fact, it didn't matter to me at all. But tonight I did drink. It's been about 4 months, and I'm feeling happy. And my kidneys kind of hurt. I'm pounding my kidneys, my
Well,
rib.
don't make them worse. Do you feel like you're able to go to sleep soon?
No, I'm wide awake because
Oh Lord!
I saw you people on YouTube, and I'm like, wow, Genetic Chef is awake at 2:30, and like, you were awake at 3 a.m. last night. Remember that? You were awake at 3 a.m. And I'm like,
I
hell
question
yes.
what that says about us, but I tell myself it's for a larger, noble purpose.
Well, you
Exactly.
definitely scared Lindsay off, Busker. So
What?
you definitely scared
Oh, is
Lindsay
that
off.
why she left?
I don't know. She just disappeared as soon as
Yeah,
Busker-
I don't care if people drop off. I don't like if I want to
What?
honor that they decide to
Chris-
leave and not
Chris,
like try to
what?
analyze them after they leave.
I'm
I'm
just kidding
sorry.
anyway, dude. I'm not actually concerned about it.
Chris, I'm sorry. What did you just say? Why don't you just drop off? What is that? What you said?
Lindsay
No,
dropped off.
that's not what I just said.
All right. I'm sorry. I thought you said, why don't I just?
No,
drop
I
off?
was just joking. I was just joking. I was like, well, you did scare Lindsay off. I was just a joke, though.
No, I don't know who Lindsay is. So, man, you're good. You're good. I can't hear your voice at all. I mean, like it's kind of quiet. And,
I'm kind of far away from the microphone. I'm folding laundry.
well, I wish I could still do that.
No, you don't. Folding laundry sucks.
Well, I do because it's all over the place. Fuck it though. Fuck it. I don't care. But I love YouTube. You guys are cool. I like you guys. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, I never expected YouTube to like it was always something I watched for entertainment and educational
Right?
videos and commentary. I never expected it to be this. Like that
I know,
YouTube had
dude.
the capacity to do this.
I know, man. Like that's like I never ever expected. I've been here since 2008, and I've always thought, yeah, well, what's it gonna do? Am I gonna have friends here? Well, finally in 2024, I'm fucking with friends here, and you guys are cool. I like you guys.
Well,
Except like you got horns on your head, dude. Come on now. I'm kidding.
I do have the
He's the
horns.
Yellow King, dude. You gotta respect.
I don't think this looks Yellow King at all.
What the hell does that mean?
From True Detective. But even if it does, I'm from that part of the country, so that
Yeah, I know. I'm saying.
it goes right along with
Louisiana
it.
with
Although I
reindeer
don't necessarily
horns.
want that reputation.
Reindeer horns and from fucking and from the oh my god, the part of Louisiana that like means so much to me that I can't even begin to explain. Like I play Cajun music and I'm in Baltimore and you're a Cajun. I'm like, and you got horns on your head. I'm like, wow, man, this dude's cool. Fucking hell, man. Hell yeah. You look a little. Oh man, my one friend from oh my god, my friend from California said you look like the dude from the cop from what's that TV show from back in the 90s?
Cops.
No, the one the one
Night
guy. He
Court.
said you look like the one guy
Hill
from
Street
this.
Blues.
It was a TV show and it had cops in it, and it was a comedy show. And he said you looked exactly like him, and I can't remember his name.
Barney Miller.
No. It was from the 90s, and it was a young dude with a blonde hair, and he looked a lot like you. And I remember what he was talking about, but
It was like
don't.
a sitcom.
Yeah, it was from like Comedy Central or something, but and like. And he was specifically, I think he was specifically Louisiana based, a dude, and he was a cop. And oh god, I can't remember his name.
I don't remember what that would be.
I'm gonna mute this. I'm gonna call my friend because dude, you if you remember the name, you'll remember it. If you don't, you won't. I'll be right back.
Okay. Was it Cajun Justice? That's 2012. Police comedies.
Reno 911. I can kind of see that a little.
Oh, I love Reno. Yeah,
Yes,
Reno 911.
yeah,
I love
I
Reno
didn't even have to
911.
call
They have a new movie out. They have their holiday movie. They just put out.
Reno
Watch it. I
911.
love Reno
I can see it with
911.
Reno 911.
I have the DVD with the deleted scenes. They're hilarious.
What was the guy's name though? He kept saying
The blonde guy,
Captain.
Captain whoever.
Yeah,
that
he
Ding-
said you
Dingle-
look just
Dingle.
like him, and like I was just like, well, I guess I remember that from back in the day.
Wait,
In
is that the part
90s.
of this story? Is I look like him?
Well,
I
that's
don't think
what
you
my
look
friend
just like
told
him.
me.
I can see a slight resemblance.
Oh,
I
Lord.
wouldn't say you look just like him. But
I don't know. I
agree.
think he's not the character I would most want to look like, but I guess
Jim Daggle, that's it. Daggle.
Yeah.
Daggle.
I don't
At
think-
least
I don't
I'm not the
think-
gay one. What's the little guy that always picking up? At least he didn't say him.
I don't think you look just like him, but I mean, I can see how someone can say that there is a resemblance. I can see
Well,
that.
like this dude's from like fucking Irvine, California. I mean, like he's older, and he's probably like he was just like, man, your friend looks just like the Jim Daigle guy or whatever. And I was like, well, I don't know that name, but I remember that face from Reno 911. And Gen X Jeff is a friendly face, and he's got horns on his head. You know, there's nothing wrong with that.
He's your friendly neighborhood Satan man.
I'm a demon, damn it. A demon.
You're Satan
Well,
man.
I
not
mean,
Spider-Man.
come on now. I mean, how
Friendly
did you
neighborhood
sprout
Satan
those horns? Come on.
They had this. I got them at the Satan store by my house.
That was like
They had
years ago.
pentagrams and horns and T-shirts and everything. I'm like, oh, this is convenient.
Well, like
I just
like years
converted.
ago, wasn't it, Jeff? Like you said, it was like from years ago you got those horns, and like
Yeah, from just before COVID, I converted like in October. And
yeah,
or
yeah, there you go.
September, and then COVID
You
hit.
can-
So I
oh
just
my-
had those few months to gather, like, get accoutrements. Satanic
yeah.
regalia.
Does it ever? I mean, like I've seen them on your head for every. Well, yeah, they're fine. They're not like digging into your head.
No, I want some real ones though. Like with
You
actual
actually-
bone.
actually
I
got
I
them
have
created?
a friend here, or an acquaintance that makes costume stuff. She makes the antler. She could do it. Like do me a really nice set of real ones with like.
And it would
even
look like real, yeah,
arrangement on it or something.
yeah.
Well, no,
You
that's
become like
really
you can become a
protected. Maybe I should
transdeer
just
person.
keep it bare bones. That was a pun. Anyway, I'll be right back.
Amen. Yeah,
I hate
Gen
movies.
X. He man, he's so cool. Like I didn't realize he was Cajun until last night. He's like,
Really?
yeah, I'm
You didn't know that?
Cajun. I didn't realize that. And like, I'm like, wow, man, I've talked to hundreds of Cajuns, and I've been down to Louisiana once in 2005, and I know Cajun voices. But then I realized, like, as he's talking, like, and he has a good way of hiding it, but he's not hiding it. He just has that voice, and it's great because I miss Cajuns. I miss them, my friends.
I never really thought about it much, like when we first met, started talking. Like,
Yeah,
we met-
I never exactly. I never thought, man, this guy's Cajun. I never and until he told me, I'm like, wow, I see it because I've known so many Cajuns. You know,
But see, I don't think much about accents unless they're like really obvious and like really pronounced. Like even if someone's from another country, even if someone's from another country, or like if they're from a European country or something like that, I notice the accent, but I don't think a lot about it. I don't really define people like that. That's the reason why I have trouble with like the self-identity thing, you know, and stuff like that. Is because like I'm just like I just see people as like their name, you know. Like I meet you, like you're Busker, you know. That's who I know you as.
Exactly.
I
And like,
just don't identify you with a type or a thing like that. So like it's really difficult for me when people get all like hung up on like, but I'm like this and I'm like this kind of person and I'm just like, okay, like why does that matter so much? Like, why is that important to you? It's like I know you as an individual. Like why is it that more important? Because I'm a straight white male, but I don't think about myself being a straight white male ever. It's not something that
You're not
I
the
don't know
typical
why-
straight white male either, though.
that's true.
Like even if you did, it wouldn't look like what we think of as straight white male.
you're not typical of a straight white male, Jeff. I mean, Chris.
Chris.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, that's true
Neither
though.
one of
I'm
us
not.
are. But you
Neither am
actually
I,
are
but I
you're
am
more
straight.
straight or white than most, or straight anyway than most people. On here, you have 2 kids and a wife. You have an actual nuclear family.
I'm glad
Yeah.
I don't have kids. I'm glad I don't have children. I'm glad I don't have a wife either.
Me too, for their sake,
Neither. I mean,
and
shit.
for mine, but mostly for theirs.
And I don't like guys either, but I like guys as friends, and I like Gen X Jeff, and I understand. And he's man, you made my day when you said you were Cajun. My God, I play
Oh,
Cajun
okay.
music from Baltimore. I'm from Baltimore, and I play Cajun music. like nobody can understand that. I just do it. And I'm talking to somebody on the internet with Cajun accent, but I didn't realize he were Cajun. My God. It's fucking cool, man. I like it. I like it.
That's why I love this technology. Like it was just like AOL. There was no going back. When I got my first AOL account, I knew I would not be able to go back to before the internet, and that's what this stuff is like. There's no going back to before I could chat on video with people from all over the world.
And AOL took me a while to. I'm like, Dad, get me away from this. I don't want anything to do. I'm like a kid. I'm like, no, I don't want this shit.
I was an addict. That was my one addiction. Like I've never really had addiction problems, but AOL, like the internet, was like I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping. I would wake up and run to the computer. Before I would even pee, I would just run straight to the computer.
Yes.
It was like 18 hours a day in front of that thing.
Oh,
because I had never gotten to talk to so many people in my life about so many interesting things.
Good evening, New Juror.
And then you could cruise the men at the same time on the other sections. Like you could do so many different types of rooms all on one little platform.
Yeah, man.
You remember the chat site called netcentral.net?
Yeah, I never heard that one, but I liked a lot of women from everywhere, and I was like, wow, where are all these women coming from? And how do they look so good? And why aren't they talking to me?
Oh, the bots.
Oh, shit. Yeah, the internet, you gotta love it.
You have to. If you don't, they'll get you.
Right?
Hey, Guru. Nude. Jambalaya. Crawfish pie.
Jambalaya, crawfish pie, filet gumbo. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna see my shot of meal. Crawfish pie, something, shot of meal.
Oh, I forgot. Copyright. We should probably stop. Sorry.
Oh,
YouTube,
come on.
We don't
we're
know
talking English.
We don't even know the words. Ignore us.
You're Cajun, but we're talking English. We're okay.
Is Nude being here? Is Nude Juror being here like a big deal, Duchess? You seem like you literally did the O period, my period, God period thing. So like, is it like a big deal? I don't know. I've never met him before.
Nude's been here before. He's come up on panel.
Bring him up.
Come
on now.
But we can also wind down too, either way.
Jumped a bald-headed Jesus Palomino. Horns of the St. Jude Gen X Jeff. Horns of the Gen X Jeff.
So it happens with never mind. Okay.
I'm kidding, dude. No, well, I mean, I've been seeing them for days. You gotta love them.
Yeah, they're I like because when I look at the thumbnails and they show up, they look more interesting than just a bare head. And now I can't.
Oh my god, dude! I was on a stream one night and I paused it. You had one green eye and you had one red eye. Did you do that on purpose?
No, I wish you had clipped it.
Oh my god, dude! I can find that, dude. It's crazy. Like you had one green eye and one red eye, and you had the horns, and I'm like thinking, oh my god.
Oh no, yeah, I did. I have a thumbnail that I made during.
Yeah,
but my Zoom was doing something weird. I had some setting on, and it made that weird image. And I said, I got to capture it.
I thought it was an accident of some sort. But I thought, man, that's fucking cool. He's got the horns and the green eye and the red eye. Oh shit.
Yeah, it kind of is. I found that to be true too. It filters out. It's like moving to the next state or further down the whatever path you're on, and sometimes people have to clear out of the way to let that happen. And the more I become myself or move into myself, whatever that is, and some people in my life react to that, that's a sign that I'm moving in a direction that these people are not going to be able to come along with anymore.
Well, I saw your green eye and your red eye, and I believed in it.
Oh, well, thank you, sir.
No, I mean, like, seriously, I saw it, and I thought you did that. I thought you made that as your screen cap.
Oh, no, I'm never that artistic.
I swear to God, I thought that was your doing. But I thought it was cool though.
I mean, it was, but
That's
not.
Gen X Jeff with the green eye and the red eye. Wow.
I guess for the free will discussion, I did not will that art into existence at all.
Man, I'll have to. I can. There was a there. It was about 3 or 4 or 5 days ago. I was on your stream, and I paused it by accident. I'm like, whoa, dude, you got a green eye and a red eye.
Oh, it wasn't the thumbnail of me with the antlers. It was actually on the screen.
You always had the antlers, and you had the green eye and the
No,
red
but I
eye.
had a thumbnail the other day of a picture
Yes,
of me
yes,
from
you had the
a few
thumbnail
years
and
ago
your
with
green
this,
eye
all
and
like
your
all
red
these
eye.
colors on it.
Well, I saw
But
your
are you
green
talking
eye.
about on the stream itself? I had a green eye.
No, I paused it, and you had the green eye and the red eye. I'm like, whoa, Gen X Jeff, dude, how did you do that?
Oh, maybe when you paused it, it just defaulted to the thumbnail.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Oh,
that was
yeah,
my
that was
thought
it.
at first. I'm like, wow, man, that's a weird coincidence. Like the Satanist has a green eye and red eye. Whoa.
We do what we
Dude,
can.
I'm just joking, man. But whatever, you know.
Speaking of
Nothing
red
bad
eye-
about it, dude. Nothing bad at all. It was funny. It was cool.
No, I wish I did have green and red eye. I have a few cool pictures of when the camera makes your eyes
Yeah.
red.
That's
have
what
a few
I
of
thought.
those.
It was like a camera thing.
I
was like,
have one when me in my high chair as a baby, and I look like a fucking demon baby. I don't know what it was when you had
Yeah,
like
me
the
too,
Polaroid
dude.
film, and
Me
part of the
too,
film
man.
melted, and it has my whole face looking like demon.
Yeah, like the eyes just like, dude, when I was a kid, I saw this photo of me. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck's wrong with me? And my eyes were just like completely bojangled, if that's a word. They looked so fucked up.
I guess it is now. Here, let me try to
But
find
you didn't look fucked up. You looked pretty fucking cool. I was just a little creeped up, but not so creeped out. I was stoned. I was like, wow, man, this dude has horns and green and red eyes. That's beautiful.
Oh, it's even scarier than I thought. I have no eyeballs. It's hollow blackness. And it looks
No,
like
I don't see that. But like
teeth falling out of my mouth. I'll
no.
here. I'll share it. This is
You don't have any teeth falling out of your mouth. Well,
that's me like 1 or 2
as a
years
kid,
old.
man.
And
Yeah, okay. I see it.
you know,
I
this
see
is the larger picture. You see it has this demonic like flames
Oh
and the
no.
whole thing is melting.
So it's a durable demon baby I've ever seen.
I wish I had teeth like that when I was that age. Damn it. Oh Lord.
Well, I wish I had teeth like that now. Half my teeth are gone.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, like, I don't know about now, but like you look at it like a cute kid, but you didn't have the horns. Come on now.
Well, not as the baby. No, they had to grow in.
They Photoshop them on.
Oh shit. I love this, man. I love this. You people are fun, man. I love it.
Hollow blackness, yes indeed. Weasel baby. Yeah, okay. I was born on Friday the 13th. I don't know if y'all know that. Just after midnight. So I have that too.
What's that? After midnight?
And full moon.
After midnight.
And there was a raging storm outside the hospital window. My mom would tell me that story growing up. How I was born.
Oh, when you were your kid.
At right around after midnight, Friday the 13th.
I was born Friday the 13th.
So like I don't know how they missed the signs, but they were there from the start.
Is that how?
You know why Friday the 13th is considered bad luck though? You know like where that comes from? It was
from isn't it something in the Middle Ages?
It was April 13th, Friday April 13th, my birthday, was the day all the Templars were massacred by the French king. And the Jacques de Molay said he put a curse. He spoke a curse against his captors at the time, and that's where the bad luck of Friday the 13th supposedly comes from.
Catheters? Did you say catheters?
It shows up in Norse mythology. See, there's several versions of that, so it's probably more like folklore.
Yeah, it's probably just like bullshit.
But I know y'all like to believe that stuff, so go ahead.
No, I mean, I just that's the story I read. I'm not saying I'm 100% right, but that's the story I read.
I had catheter trauma. I thought it like I heard you say the word catheter and I just
I might have said cathars by accident, but I meant to say Templars.
The catheters, the Templars, and the catheters. I have catheter trauma too now.
I actually do have a catheter. I have a catheter trauma story. I'm not going to tell it on the stream.
Yeah, I don't want this to be like medical. That show that used to come on one of those cable channels where they show the live operations. That was worse than any horror movie or any Faces of Death or anything I've ever seen on TV. I could not watch that show, and like my mom and some people in my family would watch it, and I'd walk in the room and it would be on, and that would traumatize me. Like they'd have open bodies, they'd just be slicing on them and showing the organs. It was gross.
Well, 2007.
That's what these stories remind me of.
I saw shit like that when I was a kid.
They had one. They had a vasectomy. They were taking the guy's balls out right there.
No, I didn't see that, but I saw horror movies. But having catheter trauma, that's a horror movie.
I want to go back to babies. I hate babies. But obviously not as much as catheters. So if I had to pick, like because of babies like Juniper, it makes the choice easy.
Yeah.
Besides, we talk about demon babies. I could always talk about those.
Demon babies.
I already told you my catheter trauma story anyway. I'm not telling you.
I probably like
you had catheter trauma.
Like wisely
probably so.
Dumped it from my memory.
I mean, it's honestly it's a very funny story. It's just very embarrassing for me personally.
Jog my memory of it.
It was after my surgery. That's all I'm going to say.
No. Is it gonna be like no? I don't know.
It's one of those things you want to forget about forever.
Maybe that could be member content. They can get the Lindsay's story and Chris's catheter story.
I'm objective enough to know that it's a hilarious story. At the same time, it's also mortifyingly embarrassing for me.
We'll save those for Outliers After Dark.
I had tears dropping down my temples, and I wasn't crying. And the motherfucker said, "Stop screaming! You're gonna scare off my customers." Dude, he actually said that kind of shit, dude. Like,
where were you?
At that fucking urologist who.
I'm not like the patients. You're gonna scare.
I was trying to tell him
he's a urologist and he's not used to people screaming.
Not a neurologist, a urologist. He wasn't even a neurourologist. He was a urologist, and he fucked me up.
I got in a fight with one of my urologists too.
He fucked me up.
Maybe your urologists are touchy for maybe touching men all day makes them insecure and sensitive and touchy.
And he also like this. I can. Well, I don't know if I would dox him because he is the biggest motherfucker.
Don't do that. You really like to push the channel here. Don't do that.
No, I won't. But I would say I did say his name over and over again on my channel.
Don't just
over and over. I just dude. He fucked my life up, and it held hands with the multiple sclerosis. If you can imagine that, you get catheter trauma, and you already have issues going on because you got something that you cannot understand. Nobody can understand, and then this motherfucker. Yeah, you know what I mean. It hurt. And there were tears going down my temples, but I wasn't crying. It hurt so bad. It was tears of nothing, but like, you know, fucking, it hurt. I can't explain it.
Yeah, he does. Duchess have MS.
Yep. I've had it since 2002 and didn't know it till 2007 until I was about blind. But who needs their eyeballs, right? I don't need my fucking eyeballs. All I need is my hands to play music.
And some sleep. Don't forget that.
Well, I can't really sleep
And
anymore.
and you know to drink like lots of. I know with your kidneys, but like to drink lots of water before you go to bed, so your hangover's not going to be as bad. You won't wake up as dehydrated. But are your kidneys going to allow you to drink enough water for that?
Well, dude, I drink lots of liquid. I mean, like I can't. My mouth is dry all the time, so I can't do anything but drink liquid. Like I can't help but drink liquid all the time. So I
Okay.
pee all the time, and that's not too good when you have a neurogenic bladder, and I have to deal with that since 2006, and then going on, and now I'm older. 2000, I'm fucking 44.
Do you live by yourself, or are there people around that can help you?
Yeah, I live by myself, and well, my parents live down the street in the same neighborhood, but they're like 78, 79 now.
Oh,
And my siblings, my one lives all the way out in bumfuck fucking Maryland, and my sister lives down the street, but she doesn't have any time to come hang out. Fucking okay, bitch, you don't want to hang out? Okay. All right,
well,
sister,
I think
you're
her
really a great
chances of being
sister.
less now if she sees this.
What?
I said her chances are even less now if she happens to watch this.
Oh no, she won't see it. No, Cindy won't see this. She won't because she's just kind of too stupid to look at things. You know, like I'm sorry to say that, Cindy.
I'm
If you ever
surprised y'all are not closer. I really am.
my sister's well, she's a beautiful woman. I mean, like inside and out, and like, but like I really she doesn't really give a fuck about me, nor does my brother who lives 107 miles away. So whatever, right? You gotta live and die, right? And once my parents are gone, that'll probably be the only time I spend with my siblings. It'll be like, okay, we're finally back together again, and nobody will understand it but me, unfortunately. But that's the way life is, right?
That's going to happen to all of us.
Exactly. There's no way to avoid it. My
don't
dad
think
and my mom, they're gonna go soon, and you know, like I've been through times where I've thought about it until I just grieved about it, until I couldn't grieve about it anymore. I'm like, oh my God, why am I thinking about this? I know it's coming. I know it's coming. They're gonna die. And it didn't help to smoke a lot of weed. That didn't help. I just thought, oh my God, my parents, they're gonna die. They're gonna die. Now, yeah, you don't need tons of weed to think that.
A lot of people seem to think that smoking lots of weed is the answer to things. I always felt that it was the opposite of that for me.
Well, you got the wrong thing for me, dude. It helps me urinate, and I have a neurogenic bladder, so
that's good.
we're on
I mean,
two
that's
opposite sides.
I'm saying, but for mental, like mental, like stress and stuff like that, there's other people being like, "Oh, you just gotta smoke more weed, man." I'm like, not for me. It makes me think about things way more.
I understand.
Well, don't use it, but it helps some people.
When I was a kid, I didn't like it as a kid. I was like, "Oh my God!"
I didn't either. That was the last drug I did.
Yeah, I hated it until they put me on benzodiazepines, and what it was 2015. They put me on the benzodiazepine, and I've been on ever since. So it's been a long time. Been a long time. Been a long time. And like, I don't feel like a regular human being. Yeah.
You don't feel like what?
A regular human being after been on these things since well.
No, yeah, I imagine not, especially if you had alcohol and weed.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't do them together. I mean, like, I mean, alcohol and busking and weed, that was great. But then came benzos, and then now I feel like nothing. I feel like, oh
But do
god,
you do you think you need the benzos?
oh
Because a lot of
absolutely. Man.
people.
All
Okay.
right, check this out. Check this out. All right. So my MS gives me spasms that you can't. Nobody can understand. Like you have like something that your stomach muscle clenches like a bear hug. They call it the MS hug. That's what it's lovingly known as, the MS hug. So I had that, and it caused serious anxiety disorders to the point where I felt like I was dying. Like it was like, if you can imagine, like you're in the process of dying, and what that process is like to your brain. That's what it was like. And
I've had them. It feels like you're dying and you're going insane at the same time. You don't know what the fuck is happening.
exactly.
I had
have that.
paramedics called and had to come and
I've had this thing
calm
like
me
they're going to
down and give
hospital.
me Gatorade.
Yeah, like some fucking, not Gatorade, but well, like what's the other, what's Gatorade known as? The
Pedialyte.
Electrolyte.
like Pedialyte. I was drinking Pedialyte always after I was getting, my mouth was getting dry all the time. But like that wasn't the worst of it. It was the anxiety disorder. It was so fucking bad.
It just happened when these spasms happened.
Yeah, like that was going on. Like I had these anxiety disorders after as they were happening, and then all of a sudden, like I just felt like I was just not in my body anymore, and like I couldn't breathe. And yeah, fuck all that. But I'm happy now. I'm talking to some good people. That's okay.
Well, I do hope you get some rest eventually, and that your kidneys are
Yeah,
okay.
I'm pounding on my rib cage, so it's not too bad. I don't think. I mean, that's not
Does that
too
make
bad.
it worse? I do that too, though. When I get anxiety attacks, I do that too. I pound on my rib cage and like it.
Well, no.
Does it help?
If I think there's some kind of rib problems, I would just kind of pound on my rib cage just to make sure there's. But maybe there is, maybe there's not. And I drink a lot of water, but I don't like drinking water because, like I said, fucking when you got fucking MS to the point of either you're pissing yourself or you cannot piss yourself. It's one or the other, and I have both. And that makes me really not. It makes me crazy, right?
Yeah, I can understand the frustration.
Yeah, it's more. Yeah.
That feels
But
great.
I like having you guys. You guys are cool. I like hanging out with you guys. You guys are friendly. That's cool.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
And I like your horns, Jeff. You look good in those horns. You look good, man. You've been wearing them for how many days? Like weeks? Wow, man.
I've worn them off and on.
Every day, but now lately he hasn't.
You actually look good.
When I bought them, I intended to wear them like daily. That was part of my safety. And COVID happened, so I wore them on Zooms here and there, but I didn't get to really like use them the way I intended when I bought them.
Well, they're working now, man. I need to get a. Where did you get those? I need a set. Shit,
I don't
man.
know. It was some little store like a block from my house in Seattle when I lived in Seattle. I had all this Gothic stuff and Satan stuff.
I bet I could find them. I'm gonna find them because I want to look like you.
Whole horn collection. I got a bunch of horns.
Just Amazon it, dude. I'm sure you can find one on Amazon like this.
Yeah, I know.
You probably find better ones than this.
Amazon's the best place
I'm
to
gonna
find
upgrade at some point.
But they're not growing out of your head. I mean, like that, you know.
No. Well, maybe I'll have some like screwed into my skull. They do with the spike. They do that. They have the little metal
like,
spikes for the implant, and then they screw the
into your
horns on.
skull. Oh my god, they'll be there forever. until you yank them out.
There was a Daniel Radcliffe movie called Horns where like the whole thing was he started growing horns. I think he turned out to be the devil or something like that. It was really dumb.
Yeah,
Motherwort for anxiety. I never heard of Motherwort before, so I'll check that out. I see benzos are extremely mild for me. They barely have any effect. And I only take them when I have anxiety attacks. And whenever I take them, they but I've never felt a high from a benzo, like from Xanax, nothing or anything.
It's not a high. It's not supposed to be a high.
There's no high. It just makes you feel like you're just like completely.
It just mellows you out, takes the edge off, and for a lot of people, that makes a huge difference.
Oh yeah. I mean, like,
to stay in that state.
I'll never forget the time that anxiety went away, and now I'm addicted to benzos. I've been, so like I said, 15 years, man.
Do you have help for that? Like, do you see? I know you have a therapist, but do you see?
Well, it's not really. It's a psychiatrist. It's not a. It was who I saw was a therapist originally, but then I saw a psychiatrist. I didn't know the difference, except they both dealt drugs of the benzo type. They're really. I mean, like, I don't have any anxiety as far as, oh no, I hate my life. I mean, like, I've been there, but like, as far as anxiety goes, it's different.
I have physical anxiety attacks. I have like just physical. I don't even know what triggers them. A lot of times I'm not thinking about anything that's stressful.
Yeah, mine are like that too. They happen completely randomly out of the blue for no reason. My doctor said it's the adrenaline in my body. It leaks out every now and then in little drops, and it causes that reaction.
If that's
I was told the same thing.
Nobody ever told me that, but like, I knew that, like, anything, like too many voices in a room, like if I'm at a restaurant, if there's too many voices,
I have had that happen.
Yeah, and like then like my stomach muscles would start spasming into it, like it would start grasping like something I can't explain.
I have had that happen, but most of the time, most of my anxiety attacks are usually like at night, like around this time, like when I'm trying to go to sleep or something like that, and I'm actually not stressing about anything, and actually I'm relaxed, and then all of a sudden, like, I just get gripped. That grip, like you're talking about, that bear hug feeling, you know, like just hitting like this grip in my chest, my stomach, and I just start like, and it takes me like 15 minutes before I realize what's happening too. I think it sucks the most bad. It's like by the time I realize I'm having a panic attack, I'm already in the full throes.
I'm the same way. Because you have to, there's that little window where you have to calculate, is this a panic attack? Is it worth taking as a, is it worth to, can I write it out? How, and then if you don't catch it at the right moment, then it gets worse before you can get to something. And
then you have to, like, that's just one good thing.
Like, when do I act?
The only pill I can chew up is a Klonopin. They have no flavor to them at all to me. It's the only pill I can chew up. So if I'm having one, I can chew it and I can get rid of it, and it'll take effect.
But Chris, I'm telling you, in those moments when I get some ice or some cold water and just zap it on my face and get that, it works just like if I'd taken Xanax. Like, within minutes, that I could feel it going down instantly, and then within minutes I'm back to my baseline.
That's pretty awesome, man. Like, I love that.
I've tried it, and it has worked occasionally, but it doesn't always work for me.
Because I used to do that. Like, Xanax was the only thing I knew how to go. And if I didn't have my Xanax prescription, and it was as needed, I took it very rarely. But when I needed it, that's the only thing I knew how to use. Otherwise, the panic attack would just intensify. I didn't know how to stop it. But I learned other ways to get that reaction to turn around without the Xanax.
Xanax does give me that zombie feeling. Like, I don't get that from Klonopin.
I don't like
Klonopin and Xanax, but like, Xanax was like the bastard of the benzos, man. I gotta tell you, dude.
Yeah, Xanax is a bastard.
I used to snort the damn shit because orally it didn't do anything for me. After a while, I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna snort it, and then I'm like, okay, and then I got on clonazepam. I'm like, okay, I don't have to snort this because that I can't. I tried to, and it
That's
hurts.
just the misuse of the drug. Like, if
Well,
did you tell your
benzo, like,
provider
as
you were
far as-
snorting the pills?
I'm sorry, what?
Because they can help. Did you tell your provider you were snorting the pills? Because they can help you.
No.
They wouldn't
No.
have given them back to you if you did that.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean,
See,
like,
that's what I'm interested in, is the factors that people contribute their own self to.
I don't snort shit though. I hate snorting.
no, I mean, like, I didn't want to,
The
but I
problems and
just
the
thought,
and the
I was
addiction.
just like, man, this stuff ain't doing shit for me anymore. And I was used to smoking pot and just like whatever. It wasn't anything like I was like, okay, all right, I'm gonna snort this because I'm not feeling anything and I'm having an anxiety
That's
attack.
fine.
And yeah, that really cleared it up. I'm like, I need something
In the
else.
throes of an anxiety attack, you will grasp for anything. Like I could
Exactly, exactly.
I could see myself getting that desperate where I was like, I don't care what it takes, just make me
When
stop.
if you don't know what it is, you end up in the ER. or
Yeah,
the
that's where I was.
paramedics come to your house,
I've ended up in
etc.
the ER like
Some of it happened
I
when
mean-
I was teaching in the classroom, and they would call, the office would call 911, and the paramedics would come and put me on a stretcher and wheel me out of the classroom and down the hall in front of all the kids. And then when I learned what they were, I'm like, okay, this is a panic attack. I don't have to freak out and think it's a heart attack and call 911. I can do this instead. But it took me a while to learn even what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
But occasionally you have one that's like different from other ones, and like that'll spook you more because like it's like this doesn't feel like the other one. So then you start thinking, like, this really is a heart attack, you know. And thankfully, every EKG I've ever had has always said my heart was strong, so I've never really had to worry about it too much. Still, it's like
exactly.
you
Like,
don't think, you're not also panic attacks don't let you think straight either.
No, I
can't
know.
think
Yeah, you're right. And they happen very quickly. Like that adrenaline can spike up very quickly.
Man, just having too much food in my stomach would set it off. I mean, my God.
I've done that too. Like things I eat or digestion would set it off. I noticed a tie between digestion or certain foods or the way I ate or something and the panic. A lot of them started after eating.
It would come on for no reason whatsoever. Yeah, I had that. I'm never gonna have that again because I'm addicted to clonazepam. In fact, and it's 3 a.m., so I shouldn't take it yet. I'm not supposed to take it till about 10 a.m. and then unless I take it at 10 a.m., I'll be withdrawing by 10 or 11.
You're like all the time.
Are you able to sleep? Like, do you think you're gonna wind down and sleep soon?
Eventually, yeah. I mean, like I stayed up long enough. I had some booze, and that was kind of nice because I haven't had any booze in a long time. But
I know you were gonna quit.
It'd been in months since I had alcohol, and it feels kind of nice right now.
Because you didn't like the hangovers.
No, I don't have hangovers, but I have MS hangovers are different.
Yeah, that's different. You said you were tired of those, so you were gonna.
Yeah, that's never any good. But like, as long as I eat a lot of food before I drink anything, I can get away with it. There's no doubt. I mean,
like eating bread or something like that.
I'm sorry.
Like bread or something like that to help absorb it.
Taco Bell.
Yeah, just any kind of food. Like I eat lots of food, like ton until I'm full, and then I won't start drinking. When I was a kid, younger anyway, I would drink on an empty stomach and think that was great. That's so cool. I can get drunk faster. And then and I'd go downtown and play music, and that was all good. And I never had these problems back then. Now I do.
Yeah, see, like my body processes alcohol completely differently after I had the stomach surgery. So alcohol, like it takes effect on me really quickly, but it also wears off really fast. So I don't really have. I don't have nearly.
It wasn't last the other night.
Yeah, dude.
But 20 minutes after I went off stream, I was sober again.
Dude, I can't even imagine that. I mean, like once it gets to your brain, if you got enough of it, it'll stay there for a while. I mean, forget about the body.
I didn't drink that much of it. Yeah, but I had the stomach sleeving surgery, so like I don't have like the pouch in my stomach, so there's nothing. So my body basically processes the alcohol immediately. It immediately goes to my bloodstream, and therefore
Yeah,
it leads to blood sugar
that's
fat.
pretty wild, dude. I've never even heard of that. But like, and you did lose a lot of weight. You said you weighed 300 some pounds, and you lost all that
Yeah,
weight.
it's getting close to. I think it was 380 at the peak.
Oh my god, that's like almost ham bone size.
Dude, I was huge. And you see the pictures of me too, and it's like I look like old fat Santa Claus. Like I really did. It was like I was.
Is it just neglect, like indifference or apathy, or was it medical?
No, it was like I was having. It was like I was having a glandular problem. Like I wasn't even eating. I was like starving myself and gaining weight at the same time. There's some sort of hormonal glandular problem. So the doctor put me on the doctor, because I didn't want the surgery. My doctor said, like, you have to do this because it's the only thing that's going to stop whatever's happening. Like I don't understand all the stuff they explained to me at the time. It was years back too, but like he explained the whole thing in detail. But he's like basically like your body isn't processing calories properly at all. So no matter what calories you do, it's not burning them at all, no matter what you do. I was working at Amazon. I was working my ass off. I was working hard every single night, and I was barely eating, and I was gaining weight. It made no sense. And they even had me on like that kind of like that Ozempic stuff now. Like they had on some earlier version of that. I used to have to inject into my stomach and stuff like that, and to in order to encourage my body to burn the calories, and it wasn't working. And so they did this thing, and like the weird thing about that it's just that surgery actually is like one of the only known cures for diabetes. Strangely enough, if you're a diabetic, you can get that surgery, and it resets your entire stomach biome. And a lot of times people's diabetes. I used to have sleep apnea. My sleep apnea went away immediately, even before I lost the weight. Almost all of your serotonin and all of your brain chemicals are produced in your stomach. So if your body's not producing the right chemicals, it resets.
You sound like an old person. You know how old people have like 50 things wrong with them?
Well, that's like me,
had
dude.
a moment where there wasn't something wrong? It seems like one thing, like one physical.
Dude, I was 23 and
I ate after another.
Oh my god!
I feel like
dude.
a lot of times too, Jeff. I'm not like happy about it.
When I was 23, I sounded like a fucking 50-year-old something. Like dude, like now I'm 44 and I feel like I'm 90.
Yeah, yo,
MS sucks, dude. Ha! It sucks, dick.
I mean, I'm not the healthiest person either. I'm pretty sedentary and I eat.
Before after
the
surgery, after I got that surgery, and before the vertigo thing happened, I was actually in the best health of my life. I was exercising regularly. I was in good shape. I had a good like a good body fat.
So before the obesity, it was more or less normal. You like your medical history?
Yeah, I didn't have any serious medical issues before that, and then like the weight gain thing started happening, and like my doctors couldn't figure it out at first. I went to several different like specialists and stuff like that.
And that was random out of the blue.
Yeah, I don't know what caused it. I was working at Amazon at the time. I was working at Amazon, and I was working my ass off 12 to 15 hours a night. I mean, I was like physically working, you know. Like it wasn't like I was not inactive.
And you were getting fat in the process to up to 400 pounds.
Yeah, and that was like, and I was like literally eating like salad and stuff like that to try to keep the.
What? How old were you when this happened?
This was 6-7 years ago now.
Whoa! So you were like 400 some pounds 6-7 years ago?
Yep.
Wow, man, you lost.
And you're not. They didn't tell you what they think might have caused this. They just.
They did. They explained it. They explained like doctor's terms. I don't remember most of it anymore. I mean, it's just everything.
Oh my god!
I
still am curious. I want to like.
Well, you said it's like a glandular.
So bizarre to me.
It was. They said it was a glandular issue, and they said my stomach wasn't producing the proper chemicals it needed to process calories properly. So instead of no matter what calories I took in,
this was before the surgery, right? You had the surgery as a result of all this.
As a result of that, and then for 2 years, I was really, really healthy. I mean, extremely healthy. I lost the weight.
So it wasn't just medical problems after that. There was a period of health again.
Yeah, no, yeah, I was in the best shape and the best health of my life for those couple of years until the vaccine injury, we're going to call it, happened. So
When was
And
the
that-
surgery?
God damn.
So you
the
thought
US.
after the surgery you were healthy for a while.
yeah, I was healthy for a long time after that. Yeah. Even when I stopped working at the warehouse, I was working at home, and like I was using like the VR
That's what I was
headsets and
thinking
everything to
too,
exercise.
thyroid. But I imagine they would have checked for that.
Yeah, it had something. They said they checked my thyroid. They said I was on thyroid medication, but it wasn't helping. So they said it was the doctor said it was something like it was rare, but it wasn't like an unknown thing. I can't remember what it's called though. It was something I'd never heard of before, and basically, but that was my doctor's like suggestion. That was the doctor's suggestion. They sent me to like this clinic that does that stuff, and I had to go through like 6 months of like therapy and stuff in order to like make sure that like I was mentally capable of handling the ramifications of the surgery and stuff, because it dramatically changes the way you can eat and stuff like that.
Oh,
And
Do you
And
think
then-
do you think that's more or less than trans people have to go through? I'm wondering how serious they take this.
I from
issue
my
versus
understanding,
the
it
trans
seems
people.
like trans people go through a lot less to get their surgeries than it seemed like I did. From what I can tell.
I don't know, man. No, I don't know. I'd rather them go for the stomach than the crotch.
Me too. No, I didn't say that. I didn't say I preferred it. I'm saying I think that.
Chris might.
Oh, that's right. I
Some people
forgot.
think
I
I know what
forgot.
you mean.
I am transgender. I forgot. I just
Maybe
forgot.
that's how you ended up
Uh-oh.
transgender. They got
That's right. They were blaming. They were accusing you of, or not accusing, just saying, "Oh, you're transgender." That's what they said to you. Like and you were like,
Well,
"No."
it wasn't. No,
they
no,
had
the
it
nurse.
classified as in the medical record.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
medical
what the
classified
fuck?
that, and the nurse was like, "This says you're. I don't think this is right." Like she was trying to correct it. She was being really.
How? But what? Like, how would? I would think she would think that would be offensive too. If
Right?
it says transgender, how do you raise that it might be a mistake? If you have to accept self ID, like what is she going off of?
If she had said it to the wrong person, she probably would have got in trouble.
my
But she said it to
connection's
me,
going
so
out.
thank God. I'm really glad that nurse said it to me and not to the wrong person, because she probably could have lost her
It says
job.
transgender, but he doesn't look like a gender, but they don't have to look like a gender anymore. So how do I know to doubt whether he's transgender? Like something was going on in her thought process.
She just saw that well, for one thing, she saw that I had
Unless she was like normal and said that looks like a man to me, this must be a mistake.
Well, she was a black an older black lady.
Say no more. Say no more.
Yeah, she was an older black lady. She was like you
Yeah.
don't look like Greg Redstone.
Yeah, the sisters got it. They're not fooled.
Yeah, she wasn't like some like young white girl or something like that. No, she was an older black nurse.
Now it's becoming much more clear.
Yeah. And she was cool as hell too. We laughed about it quite a bit actually.
So do we.
People are people, so why should it be? You and I could get on so awfully.
Good thing I can't carry the tune to work that
People are
copyright.
people, so why should it be? Remember that?
Oh yeah, 1984.
80s,
Mode.
man, dude.
Some
Fucking
Great
Gen
Reward, I
X.
believe.
Yeah, dude. It's good music, and like I remember people's from the 70s, like they fucking hated 80s music. I remember that. Like fucking, I'm like, what are you talking
Really?
about? Yeah, I grew up in the 80s, so like I was born
all the grown-ups I knew liked it. And then they had in my little town they had the top 40 station with all the 80s music, and they had a separate station that was like adult contemporary for grown-ups. They play like Billy Joel and the the mellow stuff, Christopher Cross.
Yeah,
And so you
My
had like
God.
a light version of the 80s without
it
all
was
of
the
the
cheesiest goddamn shit.
I grew up unfortunately on adult contemporary Christian music until I got old enough to like start making my own music.
Oh,
I'm talking about Michael W. Smith, Stephen Curtis Chapman, Amy Grant. I'm talking about Carmen. I'm
Oh
talking
yeah,
about
Amy Grant. I remember that. Didn't Amy Grant become a slut? I can't remember.
I didn't hear that. I had her tape
Did
growing
not
up.
know about
I was
that.
trying to get
She
into
divorced
Christian
her
music.
husband
I was
and
trying to
married,
give it
like
a
a
chance.
country singer.
I said I'm gonna give me an
I
Amy
never heard
Grant
from that
tape
blood, but
and Twyla Paris.
Oh shit.
Twyla Paris, yeah, Twyla Paris.
I had one because let me tell you what I did one year for Lent. Because music was my hobby, like that was my lifeline to everything. And I said I'm gonna give up music for 6 weeks, and I'm only gonna listen to Christian music. And I need to go out and buy a few Christian tapes to get me through the 6 weeks. And I never was more glad to see Easter in my life after 6 weeks of Twyla Paris and Amy Grant, and that's all I could listen to. I don't know how I imposed that Lent on myself, but never again. I think that's the last Lent I ever tried to do.
I don't blame you, dude. I don't blame you.
No more of this.
Yeah, I remember
Although Carmen videos are hilarious to watch now. Like they're totally worth it. It's totally worth going on YouTube and watching the old Carmen videos because they are the most hilarious fucking thing. Like,
Oh, I remember him.
It's always like him versus like demons and the devil and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or, like,
I didn't know him
Satan
in that time period, but I found out about him later as an adult.
Yeah, his videos are
was
so
very
bad.
camp.
They're campy as hell, dude. They're so funny.
Did
They're
you
not
ever
meant
hear?
to be funny like the way they are, but they're funny.
You ever hear a Christian metal band called Believer?
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
I remember like when I was in fucking what was that? Oh god, it was a Christian denomination. It's Cracker Pentecostal. That what they
have rattlesnake at all where they
and Cracker Pentecostal, and they all had the cheesiest goddamn music. I hated it until I heard Believer. I'm like, wow, Christians make metal. Oh my god, this sounds just like heavy metal. Oh my
dude,
god,
some
they're trying to beat
bands,
the devil at his own game, and they're so
I know
bad.
it's so stupid.
Some
It's
Christian
so
metal bands are
happy.
darker than any secular metal band I've ever heard. I swear to
Right?
God.
I say it ain't
There's a-
worried. Say it's not
No,
worried.
seriously, you had to go into the underground part of it, but there was this band called Zao that was like, I mean, like seriously, their music actually gave me the creeps. I mean, it was actually like there was this one band called Alexa that I know, which now we just think Alexa is like the Amazon thing, or it's Alexia or something like that, and it was like industrial, like this is before 9 Inch Nails and stuff too, and like a lot of the music had like the sounds of like children crying and stuff in the background of it.
no.
It was like really disturbing. I mean, it was not like fun to listen to. It was really
That sounds like my normal music.
quote unquote Christian
Listen to all the
music.
time.
Oh my god. Yeah, the Christian metal. Oh my god. Yeah. I remember that. It was stupid.
Because they would make whole albums about hell and what hell was like. So like they would just like make albums that were concepts about like their vision of hell. So that was like how they preached the gospel, I guess, or something. And it was
Jehovah
very
House.
very fucked up and dark.
That was about the exact time that Metallica and Megadeth entered my life. Oh,
This stuff was
shit.
darker. This stuff was darker than anything Metallica ever put out. I'll tell you that for sure.
Well, I mean, like Slayer, like all that shit, man. It was all dark as fuck. I remember.
Yeah, I don't find Slayer and all. I guess Slayer is pretty dark, but like Megadeth is almost like corny to me. Like Megadeth doesn't even sound.
It is. But like when you're a kid, it's not so corny.
All
when you
of that
get
was corny to
pictures
me,
and stuff. I thought,
even
wow,
as a
this is
kid.
cool.
I guess like Ministry is pretty dark. I'll give
Yeah,
it like
You think so?
yeah. Ministry was like one of those.
We used to listen to them on acid. That was our acid music.
Yeah, acid music. That was the acid music back in the day.
Dude, there was a concert here a few years back that I wanted to go to. So Ministry was touring with Death Grips. I wanted to go to that show so badly. and they were doing like this this combination show that they were both playing together at the same time, and I was like, I want to go to that so badly. That would have been amazing.
Did you see a
I don't know if you
video?
heard that. What's up?
Did you see a video of that?
No, I've never seen a video of it, but I did. The
So,
show
like-
was just like right through it. I couldn't afford to go there.
You could only imagine what it was like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the death metal all mixed up. It's just so retarded. I don't know, man. It's just, for me, I didn't. I mean, like the metal just kind of just. I'm just like, all right, I love punk rock, man, dude. This is a hell of a lot more musical. You know.
Close it back up. All right, guys. I guess I'm waking up Lindsay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to bed, guys.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna wind down too.
Right on. It's good times. Thanks for having me up.
Yeah, I hope you get some sleep, and I hope you wake up feeling okay.
Well, I had plenty of sleep, but like I probably won't feel good tomorrow, but I'll be all right. I'll get over it. But good
All right.
times, my friends.
Oh, yeah, you too.
I think
I didn't
pushed the
do
button.
it. That was him.
I think you pushed the button sooner than you meant to.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll be here tomorrow.
All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right. Get some sleep as well. I'm gonna go do the
I will.
same. All right. Well, that was our little evening stream, and we'll do more, and we'll do our regular streams tomorrow. Thank you for being here, and I hope all of y'all get some sleep or rest or something to recharge. All right. Take care. The music takes so long to start.